So now we're in September. In September, did he give you a check?
So what happened was on August 30th, I was alerted by the bank that my husband withdrew $1,472, funds that were not supposed to be touched. Our lawyers said, do not touch that money.
Was that in a joint account?
Yes.
Stand up. Did you withdraw $1,472 from a joint account?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
Because she was transferring money, utilizing that money for other things. And before it all disappeared, I said, I'm withdrawing half of what was mine, half of the money that was in there.
Just a second. You had an agreement with your respective lawyers not to touch a pool of money. I think we're not going back here years of separation. So at the end of June, how much was in that account, Mr. Cole?
The end of June?
Yeah, when you left.
Nothing. Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
Zero. Okay. And who put money in there in July?
It was a tax refund. Tax refund.
So a tax refund came in.
Correct.
In what month?
August, I believe. Yeah, August. We were in court.
So in
September.
August, tax refund went directly into the account.
Yes.
In what amount?
Just under $6,000.
So $6,000 went into the bank in August. Do you remember what date in August?
No.
Do you remember what date in August, Mrs. Cole?
I think it was between August 8th and August 10th of 2016.
And on what date did you draw out $1,472?
Towards the end of the month.
Now I want you to think very, very carefully, Mr. Cole. During that 2-week period, because you said you drew out this $1,472 because your wife was custody of your 3 children, was using that money for other things. I would like you to itemize the other things she was using the money for so that you felt entitled to take out $1,472.
I don't know exactly what it was for.
I mean, was she using it for... Just a second. Did you see money coming out for a spray tan or for breast augmentation?
No.
Then I'd like you to tell me what other things there were that you triggered in your mind an entitlement to remove funds from an account that a judge had said to you, don't touch.
It was the attorneys that said don't touch.
Fine, attorneys.
Okay.
Yours and hers.
And she was taking money out of the account. And
Just
before
a second.
it disappeared.
Well, so then you've changed your statement. Your first statement is she was taking out money out of the account for things that she shouldn't take money out of the account for. Okay? So now you're not saying that she shouldn't have taken money out of the account for frivolous things. It could have been for other things, but you don't know what they were. So I'd like you to tell me how much money she took out of the account.
It was probably in the realm of hundreds of dollars.
No. You went against an agreement with your attorney and you took out an odd number, $1,472. Now, she looks like she's got everything written down very, very carefully. You are standing there with your mother with nothing in front of you. Is it correct that in the month of July, you didn't send $1,400 for the support of your children, you sent $800 for the support of your children?
No.
How much did you send for the support of your children in the month of July?
I don't have that paperwork in front of me.
Well, where did you think you were coming today? To the beach?
We were coming to...
Just a second. Where did you think you were coming? You were coming to the beach? No, this is all leading up to what happened on the date that your former wife, and I'm not usually, if you ever watch this program, you understand, I'm an ecumenical abuser. If I think that she did the wrong thing by going to your mother's house because something was wrong with a check, I'll let her have it. But right now, I'm not getting a good vibe from your side. Because first, you tell me that you touched money that you weren't supposed to touch because she was using it for things she shouldn't have. That triggers in my mind, if I didn't ask the next question, going to get gels on her nails instead of supporting your 3 children who are 15, 13, and 11, okay? And you can't support 3 goldfish on $1,400 a month. Do you understand? Each of you claim that the other is responsible for an automobile accident that occurred in April of this year. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you driving your own car?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you driving your own car?
Yes, ma'am.
Was your car insured?
Yes.
Was your car insured?
No, ma'am.
That's why we're here.
Yes, ma'am, but the accident was my fault, so.
Well, if you had insurance, the insurance company would have dealt with that.
Clear.
Is your car insured now?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you given a ticket for not having insurance?
No, ma'am.
Why not? Don't police ask regularly for license, registration, and insurance?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, they do. On the police report, he stated that he had nationwide.
May I see it, please? You told the insurance company you had nationwide insurance.
No, ma'am. I've been with USA since 17 years, ma'am.
So they made this up when they said insurance company nationwide. What kind of car were you driving?
I had a 2013 Nissan Rogue.
And you, sir?
2003 Infinity.
Where were you going?
Actually, ma'am, was going toward the lounge.
What time?
I think it was about 10:30, ma'am.
Why don't you go over to the Miss McIntosh and show me where your car was and how you were traveling?
This is La Vista and North Druid Hills Road. I'm this car. I was coming down North Druid Hills. The light was green. So as I was coming upon the intersection, I seen him turning and I said, he's not gonna make it. And I just braced for impact and that's when we collided.
What kind of road is this?
It's a regular intersection.
How fast were you going?
About 40, 45.
Excessive.
You can step back. Your story is that you had a green arrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Police didn't do any other report?
There was an independent witness that was on the side that spoke up and came forward and said,
Didn't they? Just can't tell me what the witness said.
yes, ma'am.
Did you get the name of the witness?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the name of the witness?
Denham?
Do you have her information?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have it.
It's on the police report. 3rd page.
So let's see if I can reach Miss Denham. If not, it's not going to go well for you, sir, because you don't have insurance. You understand that?
Well, ma'am, I have a
Perfect.
witness.
I don't care. So this idiot who was driving in the car with you, who was going to testify on your behalf as a witness, I'm not interested in. Because if you think that I think, or that any normal person would think, that you would bring a witness who was with you in the car to testify that she was in the right, why do I have to waste my 3 minutes asking him a question? When I have a perfectly independent witness who doesn't know either of you from a hole in the wall, said that she was in the turn lane waiting to make a left turn. Your car was behind her. The plaintiff had a green light. So there were green lights going in both directions. She was waiting because she saw the plaintiff's car coming straight. There is no green arrow there. You got impatient and went around her and cut her off to make the left turn. That's why she stopped, and that's why she gave the police her name, because you went around her car, cut her off, she was making a left turn, and there was no green arrow. How much was the damage to your car?
Ma'am, it was totaled. I had the insurance company and what they paid out.
Judgment
to
for the
finance.
plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're done. Thank you. Ms. Sharp, it is your claim that Ms. Lopez actually scammed you out of money. She claimed to be an attorney. You turned over a trust to her that you wanted redone. You found out she was not an attorney, and you want your money back. In addition, she has papers that you claim belong to you, and those papers are the previous trust that you had that you wanted her to modify. First, do you have those papers?
No, ma'am.
Where are they?
They are in her possession. She refused to sign a certified letter. Can I
Well,
have a certified letter stating
Well,
that-
if she didn't sign for it, then they wouldn't have given it to her. If she refused to sign it, then you have to find out where they are.
I did contact the mail carrier, and they said that she kept possession of the letter, and it was a binder, and she just refused to sign
The document.
the document. She wrote refused.
Okay. How did you find her?
Yes, I met Ms. Lopez through a closed Facebook group that is set up for residents of Chino and Chino Hills.
You met her online. On
Okay, I met her
Facebook.
online
On
in a Facebook group.
You met her online on Facebook.
But anyway,
did she tell you what she did for a living?
I asked her what she did. She told me she did labor and HR matters. And then she also said, well, I also do wills and trusts.
And you said?
I said, oh, I'm actually looking to redo my living trust. And I asked her, was she an attorney or a paralegal? She told me she was an attorney. And I asked her how much it was going to be, but she said that she needed to...
And this was all done
in a message.
in a message?
Yeah, on Facebook.
I'd like to see that.
Yes.
I specifically want to see the part where she says, I'm an attorney.
Okay.
Well, you clearly stated to her in this exchange that you were an attorney. You want to show me something
Yes, please.
that's different from this?
Absolutely.
I'd like to see it. Just show her this, please. Now, you clearly told her you were an attorney. This ad also says attorney at law, Lucy Lopez. That's you. It's the same person. Are you, in fact, a licensed attorney?
I am not a licensed attorney, and that email that I provided shows a thread that the founder of that Facebook group created that
I
advertising.
don't care. You were having a conversation with her as a prospective client. She asked you, are you an attorney or a paralegal? And your response to her was, I am an attorney.
Ma'am, I also stated that Fred was the attorney, and I gave her the contact information right below.
No. She said, I need a civil attorney. You told her you were an attorney. That is not true. I thought maybe you just made a mistake, but you're a hustler.
I am not.
Oh, yes, you are, because you just said to me, I referred her to an attorney. And what she said in the line immediately preceding that is, I have a civil case and I need a civil attorney, because she asked you what you did and you told her, can you refer me to one? And I will certainly keep you in mind for my wills and trusts. And for the civil attorney, she referred you to a Fred.
There was a conversation prior to that.
Show me.
It was a
Show me.
It was a phone
Whatever money you
conversation.
took from her, you took under fraudulent pretenses that you're an attorney. You owe her. How much money did you send her?
$200 as a deposit. However, what I'm suing for,
I don't care what you're suing
Okay.
for. I want to know how much you sent her.
$200.
Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, how old are you, sir?
I'm 22.
What do you do for a living?
I work at a restaurant. I'm a server.
In what restaurant?
Ramen by York
And where is it located?
in Highland Park.
What are your hours of employment, sir?
I'm part-time right now,
What are your hours of employment?
from 6 to 11.
6 p.m.
Yes, to 11
to
p.m.
11 p.m. And what do you do all day?
Well, I'm starting school again. I just started school.
I don't care what you are doing soon. What do you do now during
to
the day? Which school do you attend now?
I do an online schooling.
So you don't go to school, you do online, which means you work out of your house?
Yes,
And who do you live with?
my parents.
And what do they do?
Construction.
They both work?
Yes.
Are they working today?
No.
Where are they today?
They have regular regular activities that they do throughout the day. They I have a little sister, so they take care of my sister.
What are they doing today?
I have no idea. They're out doing their own thing.
But they're not working today.
No, I don't think so.
And where is your little sister?
With them?
Well, you don't think so. Does that mean that you were home today doing your online school?
No.
What were you doing today?
I had a family emergency today.
I want to hear what the emergency was.
I had a family emergency. I had a family emergency with my brother. He has liver cirrhosis of the liver. So it was out of nowhere, and we all went to the hospital. And I just got home.
Just a second. What hospital is he in? You just told. Listen to me very carefully, Mr. Ramirez. You just told me a moment ago that your parents were out doing you don't know what today. They were out doing things. Regular things, because they weren't working. That's what you told me 2 minutes ago. You told my staff in the back that you had a family emergency, but just a moment ago you said your parents were out doing their own thing. Now all of a sudden you have a family emergency and everybody was in the hospital. Listen to me very carefully, Mr. Ramirez. I'm going to explain something to you about time and other people's time. You purchased a car from Miss Rodriguez. You didn't know her before you purchased the car from her, is that correct?
Yes.
You purchased the car from her because you saw the ad online.
Yes.
Correct? And you bought the car and you had an agreed upon price.
Yes.
I'm going to get to the rest of the facts of the case because you didn't finish paying for the car.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get to the facts of the case in a minute. I'm not finished with you about other people's time. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in school preparing for what I do. All these people work. Do you know what I mean? Work. Full time. They work. They get up in the morning and they don't go to school online. If they went to school, they actually got out, put their behind in a car, drove to school, or went to school. Do you understand? I'm here waiting for you because you couldn't get here on time. Bird is here waiting for you because you couldn't get here on time today. Most important, the lady that you stiffed on the car that you didn't know was here at 1:15, the same time you were supposed to be here. Do you understand? That is disrespectful. Stop tapping. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful of other people's time when you're late. You see all these people sitting in the gallery? They could have been home 40 minutes ago if it wasn't for you. I could have been home 40 minutes ago and been on the treadmill if it wasn't for you. She could have been on her way home if it wasn't for you. Do you understand? That's respect for other people's time. And if you're 22 years old and you don't understand that yet, I'm prepared to give you a dress down. Now we understand each other?
Okay, but I had a family emergency. So it happened.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Mr. Ramirez, I understand your words, family emergency. You told me 5 minutes ago you didn't know where your parents were. They were out doing chores because they weren't working today. And then when you realized where I was going, you went back to your original rote. I had a family emergency. Now, all of a sudden your parents who were out doing chores were at a hospital with your brother who has cirrhosis of the liver? Is that what you're telling me? You forgot about that when I asked you first where your parents were? If I asked you, Mr. Ramirez, where are your parents today? And you said, we were at the hospital with my brother. That I could understand. But when I asked you where they were, uncross your hands. You said to me they were out doing their things because they're not working today. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, you bought a car from Miss Rodriguez and you agreed to pay her how much?
$1,600.
You gave her a $500 deposit. She's a trusting soul. You gave her a $500 deposit, and because you probably said to her, I'm going to pay you every month religiously until the $1,600 is paid off, just like you told me you had a family emergency, she trusted you enough to give you the registration for the car, right? Right?
Yes.
And then you were smart enough to register the car in your own name, right?
Yeah, I wasn't registered.
You never had the car registered?
No, it wasn't registered before.
I don't care whether it was or not. You had it registered in your own name.
Yes.
And that was the last Miss Rodriguez heard from you. Now, when he purchased the car, he came, he looked like a nice young man, right?
Yes.
And he said, I promise I'll give you what? How much a month?
It was supposed to be $500 every week for 2
He was going to
weeks.
give you $500
Yes,
a week for 3 weeks?
December 12th was supposed to be the first payment of $500, and then December 19th was supposed to be another payment for $500, and the following week was supposed to be a payment of $100.
So what happened on December 12th?
I believe,
Oh, don't tell me.
I'm sorry.
December 12th comes and goes, you don't hear from him.
Yes.
And what happened?
I messaged him. I have text messages to prove it. I messaged him, and he was just giving me the runaround. It took me
That's a conclusion, giving you the runaround. You said, where's my $500? What did he say?
He told me that he was going to go to the DMV to go register because his mom wanted to make sure that the car could be registered. I told him, okay, but he still had to pay me the $500. And he said that he had to spend like $500 for the smog and to register the car. He said that he was going to go try to get a loan or borrow money from his cousin. But I told him if he pays me next week, he's going to have to pay me $1,000 because it's a late payment.
Right. Well, then he was supposed to pay you the $1,000.
Yes.
The following week, $500 a week. He doesn't make $500 a month. Serving, what kind of food do you serve? Ramen?
Yeah.
Ramen, working part-time, he doesn't make $500 a month. Now, you made a deal with her for $1,600 for her car.
Yeah.
You paid her $500 for the car. You were late coming to court today. When you called the clerk's office in the back, you said, I'm getting off the freeway. Were you riding a bicycle on the freeway?
No.
What were you riding on the freeway?
A car.
Whose car?
Your producer's car.
What happened to your car?
Because I was just getting home from the emergency that I had, and he texted me and was like, "Hey, I'm in your area. I'll go get you." And I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "I'm just getting home. I just got home, threw on clothes, and came." Because I had earlier this morning, I had texted. I had said like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I have a family emergency. I'm really sorry. Like, is there any way we could push the day or the time? Like, I just
Early this morning.
Yes.
Early this morning. Well, what was your emergency early this morning? Early this morning when you called and said, is there any way we could push over the date? What was your emergency early this morning? Not at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. What was your emergency early this morning?
The same emergency I had today.
Did you, just a second, did you tell the producer that early this morning, that your brother early this morning was in the hospital with an emergency? Early this morning.
Yeah, when I say early, it's like 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock early this morning, yes.
And said?
Is there any way I could extend a later time or the date, I would really appreciate it.
Is that what you said to her?
Yes.
What about the brother in the hospital with an emergency?
That's why I had texted her saying, is there any way
No, that's a significant thing. That way the producer wouldn't have gotten in her car to go find you. Do you understand?
Yeah, I told her.
Do you understand? Where's the car?
What car?
The car that you bought from.
It's parked in front of my house.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. We're done. Thank you very much. What's your last name?
Derek Hanley.
That's your mother?
Yes.
And who is the gentleman with her?
Stepfather.
Okay. Are you part of this action?
Yes.
Great. And this is your girlfriend.
Right.
You have a child together
Yes.
who's 5 years old.
Yes.
What were you doing living with your mother and your stepfather?
Well, what happened was they had
Just listen to me.
Oh, okay, sure.
Wait, no,
What
no,
do you
no,
wanna say?
no. You're going to tell him. There's only one attitude here. That's mine. You're going to tell me why you and your girlfriend, with a 5-year-old child,
Sure.
were living with your mother and stepfather when you went to live there, month and year. You're going to tell me that.
Okay. It was probably about 10 years ago, I would say.
10 years ago.
No, this recently.
Try not to speak to each other. You've been living with your mother and your stepfather for 10 years.
No, it started off 10 years ago,
What started off?
where I was living with them at a duplex house.
How long have you two been together? How long have you been living with your mother and your stepfather in the current residence before you got evicted?
We didn't get evicted, but
Just a shh, shh. Did you just say to me we didn't get evicted?
Right.
Okay, good. So we didn't get evicted. You left on your own?
no.
How did you leave?
There was a false restraining order on us.
So you left because your mother and your stepfather got a restraining order
A
against
false
you?
restraining order, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were living with them, how much rent were you paying?
We started off probably.
No,
paying-
not started.
Okay.
At the time that they got this restraining order and you were tossed out of the house, how long had you been living with them in the current residence?
Probably only 4 months.
Did you move there from the duplex?
Nope, from another place where we had our own.
So you had your own place?
A couple times.
So after the duplex, you were on your own for a while?
Right.
You, your girlfriend, and your daughter?
Right.
And then 4 months ago, you moved in with your mother and your stepfather?
Right.
Now we're going to go back to the original question, why? It had to be for your economics.
Right.
Okay, because you needed a place to stay and you couldn't afford it.
No.
Well, otherwise, people usually don't go home to their mothers and stepfathers
Right.
if they can afford their own place. You know, it's like the migratory pattern of Jews. They go from New York to Florida. They never go back. Do you understand?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So you don't go home to live. Is there something wrong with you? You don't go home to live with your mom unless you have to because of economics. So you were living on your own, the two of you, with your daughter, where?
In another town, a couple towns over. But
In
it
an
was just
apartment,
no,
or-
it was just a small bedroom.
So you were renting a room?
Right.
Were you working?
Yes.
Was your girlfriend working?
Yes.
So why did you move with your mother and stepfather?
Well, she has a third floor that's completely redone. It's got 15-foot ceilings. There's a bathroom. My daughter has her own bedroom. It's really nice. It was empty. It's been empty for the whole time we weren't there. She said, come back there. You know,
She said come back.
Yes.
Because it was much nicer than
It
where
was
you
much
were
nicer,
living.
right, yeah.
Okay, so she was nice to you. She said come back.
Right.
Move in with us.
Right.
Okay. And you did. So you were renting a room. So you took whatever you were living in the room.
Right.
And you moved into the third floor in your mom's house.
Right.
And I'm waiting.
And what had happened was we had lived there before and it didn't work out.
Just a second. But you went back to try it again because you needed it, because you were living in one room with your daughter.
You could say
And-
that, right, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Not I could say that. That's what you're going to say. It didn't work out before living with your mother and stepfather, so you moved out.
Right.
But things got a little cramped. You were trying to move back, and your daughter is 5. She was going to a school.
Right.
And it was a better school where your mom lives. That's what you said in your
Yeah,
papers.
sure.
Right? That's what you.
Right.
I remember
Yes.
reading about it.
Okay.
So now you moved in, and 4 months later, she had to get a restraining order against you, or at least asked for one, because she wanted to evict you, but it was going to take too long, so she got a restraining order against you instead. Okay? Tell me what happened.
What had happened was I had just got home from work a week prior. We had called the cops on them, actually.
So you called the police on your mother and stepfather.
Right.
Now you're living in the house, not paying any rent.
No, I was paying rent.
How much?
I was paying $100 a week.
And you were up to date on your rent?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what you wrote in your complaint. She also wanted us to save our money so we could find a place near them. She told us to pay $100 per month and we could stay for 1 year. We agreed and moved in. She took our door off the hinges because she tried to collect $100 weekly instead of monthly. You just told me that the rent was $100 a week.
That's what yeah.
But not in your complaint. In your complaint, you said it was $100 a month.
There was supposed to be no rent. She told me that we could save money completely when we were going to move there.
Would you show him this, please, Officer Bird? That's your signature.
Okay.
That's the girlfriend's signature.
Sure.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Yes.
So you came home from work and she told you she wanted the $100 a week instead of maybe $100 a month that you were giving them. And what happened?
Well, the week before, I said we had called the cops.
On them.
On them, right.
Because
she was just coming up there harassing us.
harassing you for what?
She just was.
Did she ask you for money?
No, she was just harassing us to do errands and stuff, as well as money, yes, as well as money, just a bunch of stuff. We just didn't want to be bothered. She was coming right up there, you know. She left us notes as well. We have them here while we were staying there. Just crazy notes. It's just absolutely crazy, Your Honor. I know.
You're not stuck there like glue.
Right, exactly.
No, you weren't paying the rent.
We were only there 4 months.
You weren't paying the rent you were supposed to pay. According to you, you were supposed to, according to what you just told me now twice, because I asked you twice.
Okay.
You were supposed to pay $100 a week, and here you said $100 a month. She came upstairs, she was harassing you. One of the things she was harassing you about was rent and money. Okay, so you called the police on your mother.
Right.
And then?
And then they came and said, you have to go through the eviction order if you want them out.
And then?
They said, leave us alone. Then I went to work the next week, 5 o'clock at night. I came home. We're upstairs, minding our own business. A knock on the door. I was like, what's going on? So I went down. It was a marshal saying she had to leave right this instant. 2 days later, I get served saying that I hit her. I never touched her.
Good.
Ever.
Now, where are you living?
We're living at a studio place.
Nice. Away from your mother.
Away from her, exactly.
Away from your mother. Very good. If you don't like living with your mother, move out. How old are you?
Exactly.
How old are you?
37.
37. Time to be on your own.
Right.
With your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
It takes you a long time to make up your mind. What stuff do you claim your mother kept from you? Because if the marshal came, the marshal allowed you to take stuff with you, and you were only coming from a room. Do you remember you told me that? So now I'd like you to tell me what stuff that your mother disposed of or kept from you.
It was a room with an attic where I had a lot of stuff, but I have pictures here.
When the marshal told your girlfriend to leave, did she leave?
Yeah, she had no choice.
Did she take your daughter with her?
Yes.
Where did she go?
We had to go to a hotel.
And did you, after that date, do you remember what that date was?
I believe it was around, I don't know.
5/16.
5/16.
After May 16th, pay careful attention, did you ever go back to your mother's house to get any of your property?
I went back once.
On what date?
Probably a week later.
23rd.
23rd.
And who did you go back with?
By myself, I called the police and they gave me
An escort.
an escort, yes.
An escort. So you went back by yourself in your car?
Yes.
And you took property from there?
What I could take in a little car, yeah.
We're talking about on the 23rd, Mr. Handley. You were there with a police escort. Did anybody prevent you with the police escort? Because I call the police
Sure,
and find
sure.
out. Did either your mother or your stepfather prevent you from taking anything else that belonged to you on the 23rd?
No, they didn't prevent me, but I noticed some stuff was missing.
The case is dismissed. We're done. Miss Crosby, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Mr. Stevens?
18.
Who do you live with, Miss Crosby?
I live with my best friend and her mother.
And how old is your friend?
She is 17.
So you live with your 17-year-old friend. Is that you?
No, I'm her mother.
That would be a compliment. So you took Miss Crosby in with her baby,
Yes.
and you have a daughter who's 17.
Right.
You and Mr. Stevens have a child together. How old is that child?
He is 5 months.
Do you work?
No.
Have you ever worked?
Yes, I have.
When?
Around end of May, beginning of June.
So maybe you worked 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about 3 weeks worth of work. I'm talking about, did you work in 2016?
No.
17?
Yes.
Where did you work in 17?
Burger King.
When?
End of April, beginning of May.
So for a
Sorry.
couple of weeks in April and May?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't work?
Right.
Who supports you?
They do. The reason why I don't work now is because he has called CPS and the policeman on me so many times that I had to ask off. And finally they said, well, we're just going to take you off the schedule. And I have evidence, actually, of the CPS report.
I know that he called CPS on you. Where were you living prior to moving with these people?
I was living with him.
Where?
In North Vernon.
In a house, an
Yeah,
apartment?
in a house.
Whose house?
His grandmother's.
So the two of you and your baby lived with him and his grandmother.
Right.
Did you live with the grandmother while you were pregnant?
For a short while.
Did you move in with his grandmother when you were pregnant?
Yes, for a short while.
When did you move out?
Move out? or move in.
I'm asking you a question. I'm trying to figure out your life. You had parents. Evidently, the parents aren't an option to live with.
Right.
For whatever reason. I don't have to get into that. But you got pregnant, and from getting pregnant, did you move in with Mr. Stevens' grandmother?
No.
Where did you go?
I was living with my family up until Christmas.
And what happened Christmas?
I moved in with him because my dad no longer allowed me in his place.
Okay, so Christmas time, your father said out. You moved in with Mr. Stevens, and when was the baby born?
In February.
Okay. This whole stupid scenario of 18, 17-year-olds having babies didn't work out. And you left Mr. Stevens' grandmother's house at some point and went for a couple of days probably to stay with these people. Your last name is?
Bassett.
You went to stay with Miss Bassett. And then you came back. You were gone for a few days. How long?
I was gone for a week.
And you were taking the baby to the Bassetts with you.
Right. I left with the baby, yeah.
And then you came back. And what happened when you came back?
I thought we could work out, but he decided to be controlling.
Okay. And how long did you stay at that point?
I stayed a few weeks.
Until when?
I don't know exactly the date.
Month.
Around the time I was working.
In May?
Yes.
Well, that's a long time that you stayed there then, after you were at Miss
Yeah.
Bassett's and came back. So you stayed a long time. And what happened in May? You left.
Yes.
When you left, did you take the baby with you?
Yes, I did.
And you went back to Miss Bassett's house.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Stevens, you're 18. What do you do?
I work at Martin Ray. It's a factory in North Vernon.
How long have you worked there?
I've only worked there a few months. I worked at Burger King from February of 2016 to March of 2017, sorry.
Did you work full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
When Miss Crosby was living in the house with you and your grandmother, was she working?
No, she was not.
Okay. This is what the case is about. You left, you want your baby's stuff. You took your stuff, but you want the crib, you want all the baby's items. He says the baby's items are staying here. And you have a complaint that he called CPS on you on, I don't know, 2 occasions or 3?
3.
3 occasions after you left the last time.
Yeah.
Okay, let's deal with the baby's items. Do you see the baby?
No, I did not.
Why not?
She will not let me see him. She now says that her lawyer has told her not to let me see the baby at all.
I have sole custody so I can decide whether or not he can see him.
Just a second. I'd like to see the document that says that you decide when he can see him.
Oh, I don't have a document.
I want you to say, if you have full custody and the court says that visitation is strictly at your discretion with the father, I would like to see that.
I couldn't get the reports. They kept sending me to another police station in our town.
I don't get but the reports. There's a court order for custody. You said you have full custody. Who gave you full custody?
The clerk office in our town, but we didn't get the order.
Well, then if you don't have an order, you don't have an order. Was there a trial?
No.
Was there a hearing?
No.
There was nothing. So you have nothing. When you were working, and you said you worked for several weeks, and you worked for several weeks while you were still in the grandmother's house or afterwards?
A little bit, and then after.
So you worked for a little bit while you were living in the grandmother's house?
Yes.
And when you were living in the grandmother's house and working, what hours were you working?
I was working from 4 to 10, 4 to 12.
Who was taking care of your son?
He was. But while...
Shut up!
Okay.
I didn't ask you a question. So when you were working from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., and he was taking care of his son, and then you were working sometimes 4 to 12, and you were working from 4 to 12, and Mr. Stevens was taking care of his son, right? Why wouldn't he have the opportunity to see his son since May?
He has seen him for weeks, a few times. It's just recently that I have cut it off.
What do you mean he's seen him a couple of times? What does that mean?
I would let him see him every Tuesday and every Friday.
From when to when and where?
At 6 to 7.
Where?
At our city park.
Are you still living with your grandmother?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong is that he will cause trouble while we were visiting, and one time we actually had to have a police officer who was off duty, though, come up and try to settle things.
Why don't you just, you have a lawyer?
Yes.
How did you get the lawyer?
Through legal aid.
Tell the lawyer that you want to set a fixed visitation schedule so that your son can visit with his father on a regular basis, because his father used to take care of him when you weren't there, and not at a park for an hour with you there, at a regular time. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if you have the time or the money. She has legal aid, so legal aid won't represent you, so therefore you have a problem. You understand that? but I assume you want to see him.
Yes, I have hired a lawyer.
Good. And I'm hoping that since you hire a lawyer, the lawyer will make arrangements for you to see your son on a regular basis. Hopefully, if you work during the week, on weekends and stuff, why wouldn't he have the need for the baby's furniture? Who bought the baby's furniture?
I got it all from my baby showers.
So it was gifts for the baby.
Yes.
It stays in his house. Baby gifts. Just because you're depriving him of seeing his child, a child that you let him watch when it was convenient for you, and now your lawyer says don't let you see him at all. I don't know what kind of brilliant lawyer that is. Doesn't mean he's going to give you all the furniture so he has nothing. Get a job and buy furniture.
May I say something?
You can say whatever you like.
While I was living with him, he would come home from school. And I'm like, hey, can you take our son so I can take a shower and eat before I go to work? And he was like, no, because your shift isn't over. I need the extra half an hour to do whatever I want before I watch it.
Well, let me explain something to you. That's what happens when two idiot morons who were 17 years old make a baby. Those are the kind of answers that people give each other when they're not old enough to give up their dolls, but they make a baby. Now you're in this pickle. You're 18 years old and you have the responsibility of having a child. Well, you'd better grow up very fast.
Since he has a job, he will not provide for Oliver. I would ask for diapers. Even when he was seeing him, I would ask for diapers or wipes.
Seeing him is not at your discretion. I think that if you were smart, Miss Bassett, who seems to have an interest in you, would say, why don't you go to a mediator and work something out so that he's working during the week and he should be paying a certain amount of support for his son, for you, and you have to get busy and find daycare and get a job and get a life. But in the meantime, he's working, you're not. And he should be supplying some support for his son. You would agree with that?
Yes, sure.
Can I also
And at the same time, he should be seeing him regularly, because the nonsense that you give me is nonsense because you left him alone with the baby from 4 to 10 at night and 4 to midnight when you weren't home. So you weren't concerned that he wasn't taking care of him. Because if you were concerned that he wasn't taking care of him, you wouldn't have left him home.
Can I say something? I allowed him to watch Oliver while I worked when I was living with them from 4 to 10 twice before. The second time, he withheld him from me for 2 days. Would not let me see him, touch him, or anything. I had to go to the police 4 times.
Just a second. So what you're saying is the last time that you let him watch him, he wouldn't return him.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this question. And you thought that that was very wrong, right?
Yes.
Because you're the baby's mother, right?
Yes.
You're no more of a parent than he is. When you left his grandmother's house, the place where the baby was born, you didn't leave the baby there. You took the baby with you, right?
Yes.
What gives you the right to do that? What gives you, it's what I'm trying to get to you. What gives you the right more than the father to have the physical custody of that child? And if you think it's just because you're the mother, that's not the law. The law is if it doesn't work out and you have a child, what you're supposed to do is sit down like almost grown-ups and say, listen, this isn't working out and I'm going to live at the Bassett's. Baby's name is?
Oliver.
I'm going to take Oliver with me Monday through Friday because you're working. I'll bring Oliver to you, or you can come get Oliver Friday night and keep Oliver until Sunday so that you can see him regularly. But this isn't working out between us.
Before, when I was letting him watch him, I actually was breastfeeding him a little bit.
Listen to me. Breastfeeding a little bit means what?
Meaning,
breastfeeding a little mean, I mean, I did matrimonial work and I understand this. This is something that maybe you discussed with your lawyer, right? Also.
Yeah.
Of course. You have to understand, this was my business for years. When you were breastfeeding Oliver and going to work, how were you doing it?
I would feed him at night to help him sleep.
And during the day, who gave him a bottle?
I did. When I was...
And she did. And you bought formula, right?
Yes.
That's what comes under the terms nonsense. Either you breastfeed or you don't breastfeed. You don't feed formula. And then in order to say he can't have the child overnight because I breastfeed him at night so it helps him fall asleep. Do you understand?
Yes. Can she help say something? Because she has something on this to say.
I'm ready. First, let me tell you this. You took on a whole bunch of responsibility. Good for you. You must be a very, very nice person. You have to understand before you say anything that they made a very bad judgment in having a child at 17 years old. But now they have a 5-month-old baby, and he has as much right to that child as she does.
Right.
Period.
Yes.
And she doesn't let him see him in a park for an hour.
Okay. We went to the police after he withheld him.
What do you mean he withheld him? He didn't withhold him.
It wasn't.
He didn't withhold him. She left and stole his son from his grandmother's house. She took him to your house. Now, if he went to the police and said she stole my baby from the place where the baby was born, what do you think the police would have said? They would have said, we don't get involved in that, go to family court. But because now the baby is back at the grandmother's house and he says, you can't take him. And she goes to the police say, well, show me a court order. She doesn't have a court order for custody. Neither did he, which is what you're not getting, which is what she's not getting. Because her leaving what is the child's home and taking the child to your house, which is a stranger's house, to the child, that was the first problem. Her taking the child on her own without benefit of an order or a mediator or somebody who said, you know what, this is all right, let's work it all. That's the problem. The fact that he resorted to self-help to get his child back, and the police helped him because they don't understand what the law is about gender-neutral parenting. Gender-neutral parenting. A father has no lesser rights than a mother.
Can I say something?
Now, no, she wanted to say something. Now you want to tell me. I want you to put that into context, what you tell me.
The problem was that he was threatening her. He actually sent her a text message when she just came to visit and said, when you come back, it's going to be a hell of a lot worse for you. So
wait just a minute. She came to visit you
while we were dating.
I mean, she just came for a few hours.
What does that mean?
She'd come over and we'd get to visit with Oliver. Maybe we'd go get something to eat. And then he would get mad after he was okay with her going. He'd get mad and call her over and over again saying, you need to get home now.
Okay.
If you don't get home now, then it's going to be a hell of a lot worse for you when you get home. And so she would be scared.
She would be scared and go home.
Right.
Now, were you ever married?
Yes.
Are you still married?
Yes. We're separated.
Well, you're still married, but separated.
Yes.
I assume you're separated because you weren't getting along.
Right.
And I assume that if you weren't getting along, if I would listen to what your husband says, he would have one story, and what you said would be a different story. And if somebody else was interpreting your marital situation, would you say, they can't interpret my marital situation because they're not living in it?
Probably.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying to you. They were together. They're a couple. Who knows what happened when she decides to go over to your house? When he's home, listen to me carefully. If he's working, I'm making suppositions about what I'm hearing. He works different shift. He's home. She's at your house. He wants her home. Is that controlling? Yeah. She picked him. If he was controlling, that's her problem. Then she says, goodbye, I don't want anything more to do with you. When you make a baby with him, that's a different story. You make a baby with him, now you have a parent that you have to deal with for the next 21 years. And you don't get to make the rules. The law makes the rules. And when she left with that baby and went to your house, she stole his son from him, from where he was living, from where he was being supported, and took him to your house, where a stranger, according to her, is now supporting her child. That's the black and white of it. And then when he resorted to self-help because she brought him there for a couple of days, felt comfortable enough about him watching the baby to leave him there when she worked for 2 shifts, he said, I'm not giving him back. She took him and she shouldn't have taken him. And then you went to the police, and the police made him give the baby back. And this is all about the furniture that was at his house. Well, that's what the lawsuit is about. Wants back all the baby's furniture.
She doesn't really have to have the furniture. It's that she has boxes and boxes of clothes and diapers, and he is not even willing to share them, to split them. And
go to a mediator. Get a mediated order of custody and visitation and shared property. That's what you do. I'm not ordering it.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. You have to be grown up. And if you can't be grown up, and if you're going to deal with a legal aid lawyer and a retained lawyer, if he's going to spend money on a lawyer instead of spending that money on his baby, that's her problem. She's not spending any money because she got a free lawyer, because she doesn't work. So what I'm telling you is, if you want to counsel her and counsel her appropriately, you tell her you got to work this out with the father of your child, who you clearly don't think does anything bad to him because you've left him alone with him for days or nights when I'm working. This is not a leg up situation. This is a situation where both parents should be supporting this child. Both parents should see this child on a regular basis, because that's what the law says, absent a showing that one parent is abusive or neglectful. I'm telling you, based upon what this young lady says to me, there's no proof that he was neglectful of this child or abusive, because she let him stay with him for hours when it was convenient for her, multiple times, without ever prior to this accusing him of anything?
Your Honor,
What?
he has punched holes in the wall because he would get so mad.
Is this something you told your lawyer?
No, actually. One time the baby was on the bed, and he would get mad at me because I would go to their house, and he punched the other side of the bed where it was shaking the baby.
Goodbye, Miss Crosby. Grow up. I want you to tell me, since I read some of your stuff here, I want you to tell me why you think that these young people who saved $3,000 to move in together, bought new furniture, moved in the new furniture, why you think they physically moved out after 4 weeks. Now, I'm not asking you. I'm asking you.
They were moving out because they were not able to get over in every which way they tried.
Just get over with what?
Okay. It started out that there was a complaint that they were having worms coming up out of the tub. I had a plumber come in. There was no worms. I had a fire inspector come and
I don't want you to say. I'm going to dismiss your case. Do you understand?
Don't do that.
So they were complaining of rodents coming up.
Correct. Fire report shows nothing to be found.
Next.
Next item was they were complaining about security bars being put on a window. State showed them paperwork. If you want something done like that, you would have to send in a letter of request to us and we'll take care of it.
Next.
According to us, we
Next.
have security bars.
Next.
The other issue was they decided that everything was going to become a problem. This is broke. There was nothing wrong with it. It was a brand new closet door. The door don't work. I went upstairs, took care of it. The second day, I get a text message. Now the tub is backing up. I took care of it. Following day, comes up again. Other issues. Oh, there's a hole in the closet door. What hole? The doors are all brand new. There's brand new doors put up, brand new hangers. Everything is new. Flooring is new and all.
Now, I don't want you to show me the flooring. I want you to show me everything else that's brand new. I want you to see
all your photos.
No. I want to see paid bills that everything is brand new.
That contractor did everything new.
Listen to me.
We don't have it.
You don't have it.
No.
Because I looked at the pictures. That's not brand new.
The
that
tile-
apartment is not brand new.
No, we never said the entire apartment was brand
I didn't ask you to say a word. The apartment was not brand new based on the photographs that you showed me.
Okay.
So what you just said to me was not true. What you just said to me, if you told that to him, it was not true.
There was not.
I haven't heard a reason from you yet why these two young people, and you know, I'm usually pretty sympathetic to landlords, but something has to make sense.
Hey, more. No problem.
Make sense. And it doesn't make sense to me that these two people would save their money, buy new furniture, probably took them a long time to do that, move into a place, and unless something was radically wrong, not with them, but with the apartment and the atmosphere, that they would move out 4 weeks later. It doesn't make sense. They don't look like crazy, and it has nothing to do with getting over.
No, well, there was more. Narcotics use being used. The entire house reeking of marijuana on a daily routine. I have a young child and I asked him, please, do not allow this to happen. According to the lease, it is a smoke-free environment.
That's
every day.
Just a second. Absolutely true. You're absolutely correct. I read that in the lease, and there's no question that you were smoking weed. No question in my mind, because you actually acknowledge it in here. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. But he also said that we could smoke on the roof, Your Honor. That's also in those text messages.
I understand. He says, go take a walk or go up on the roof. I understand.
The roof is on our attic.
Listen to me. You have a 3-year-old asthmatic child, according to you. That's what you said. You have a 3-year-old asthmatic child.
Yes, Your Honor. But the child wasn't even able to stay there more than a week because we didn't have bars on the windows. We had problems with the shower.
Right.
I also have the fire department proof that the flooring wasn't done all the way.
I don't want to hear you anymore. I don't want you to say anything unless I ask you a question. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
2 months' rent is what you owe them. There's no question that you were in violation of the lease by smoking in the building. There's also no question that this side, including her mother, had trouble with you right from the beginning. Whatever it is, it wasn't a brand new apartment. All I want to know is, did they pay you the 2 months' rent, or did that come off out of the $4,500?
No, the $4,550 that they're suing for is the 2 months' rent that they've already paid for living in the apartment, plus the security
they don't
deposit.
Get that back. Their security deposit was $1,950.
Yes. Your Honor, if I may say one thing, just to explain why all this actually started. 4 days after they moved into the apartment, They both came down because my mother never actually got to meet Veronica. She only met James. My mom explained to them that she wanted it to be more like a family so that we could be comfortable. That's how she likes it to be with her tenants. At that time, Veronica felt the need to ask us if we would provide her with an additional lease with only her and her child's name on it because she gets welfare, and she wanted to defraud them and not tell them that she lived with Mr. Glass because then they would cut her benefits.
And they never cut my benefits
we said
because
no,
Glass was on my lease.
we would not provide her with an additional lease. That's when
You
the
did
problem
provide
started.
me an additional lease.
No, we did
yes,
not.
you did. You provided me 3 of them. One with my name by myself,
Why
one with
did you want
Mr. Glass. And
Jay! Why did you want to lease just by yourself?
No, I didn't want to lease but just by myself. They rented to me. Glass wasn't upstairs. They don't want to make that clear. I went upstairs. I went upstairs by myself and spoke to Dave.
Listen to me. I'm really smart. I know all the drills about
Yes.
welfare. Why did you want a lease in your name alone? Give me
No,
give me
I
an
wanted
answer.
to lease in my name with my son because they were going to cut my food stamps. But then they got the original lease, and the lady, they did cut it about like $117.
All right. Okay. All right. You owe them $2,600 for the 2 months that your stuff was there. They owe you $1,750 for the return of your security deposit, which means
we have a counterclaim.
I know you have a counterclaim. I've considered your counterclaim. I don't see damage. Do you
We have
understand?
the bill.
I don't care.
I have the paid bill.
All I'm awarding you to clean the apartment is $250. Do you understand?
And what about the brand new floors that they scratched and put holes in?
Just a second. You're not getting new floors.
I don't want new floors.
Perfect.
But I should
They
still
owe
be
you
paid for the
20
damage they created.
They owe you $2,600, and from that, I am deducting $1,750, which is the security deposit, which means I am awarding you on your counterclaim $850. Your claim is dismissed. We're done. And she opened the envelope in front of you.
Yes.
And she opened the envelope in front of you.
No, she did not.
She left.
Right. It was in my mailbox for her.
So you didn't even tell her to come in?
No.
Is there any reason why?
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be bothered because it would be complaints over money and complaints over my son, and it is not my job to pay his bills. You're going to say, yes, I did in August, but the fight is between
not
him
your
and
job.
her and not me.
You're absolutely right. Just make sure that you don't have blinders on. You may have a 45-year-old son, and you may love him. If he does the wrong thing, you have to say to him, Kenny, you're 45. I told you when you did the wrong thing when you were 3 and 6 and 10, and you're doing the wrong thing now. You made these children. She made these children. It's not like she's a bum laying in bed and eating bonbons and saying, you know, you have to take care of me. She works.
Right.
You work, and your primary responsibility right now is during this transition period with your children, since you're not here anymore, to make sure that they feel secure. And the custodial parent, which happens to be their mother, because Kenny doesn't want the children. Kenny doesn't want the children full time. He's very happy with a
Whenever she's ready to step away.
part-time. Well, let me ask you this question. I won't even ask you. Don't go like this. Did the stipulation provide that you share custody 50-50?
No, I'm a custodial parent. He gets them every other weekend and one day a week.
That's what men usually want when they're 45, because his girlfriend don't want these children around all the time. She may say, I want to be their new mother.
She won't allow
She won't.
the children to be.
She may say, I love them and I want to be their mother. Not so. Not so. I'd rather go to Florida. So you have to take blinders off and just look at it from a dispassionate position. All right, so now she comes over and the check is made out for September 31st. She comes back and she says, do something with the check. And she's angry.
Right.
What did she say to you?
She did not. She wanted me to issue her my own personal check.
No.
Just a second. Yes. Just a second. Let's say she wanted you to issue her your own personal check, and you can say to the Zindi when he comes home from Florida, you're going to reimburse me $1,407 because that's what I gave Lori for the children because you wrote the check out wrong. What's wrong with that?
I had Kenneth on the phone, and he said, Mom, you can change the date on the check because there was a 9, and it could have so easily been made into an 8 for the date, and Lori would not permit me to do it.
Well, you know, he's probably not a bad guy, your son.
Of course not.
Right. Right now, his whole life is being ruled by one organ, and it is not above his neck. Now, instead of saying, I'm in Florida, I don't want there to be any trouble. I wrote the check out wrong. I'll reimburse you as soon as I get back from my vacation. Write Laura a check out for the kids. I don't want her to be aggravated. So that's not what happened. And there was a whole kerfuffle. And she got aggravated and she got hot. And you didn't do anything when she got hot. She left. It was an unpleasant moment. Kenny is laying around the pool at the Fontainebleau in Florida with his girlfriend. Kenny called the police. Would that be a fair statement?
Oh, my
No,
God.
just a second. Just say a yes or a no.
Yes.
Did you call police or
Yes.
did Kenny in Florida call the police?
Yes.
So Kenny is laying around the pool having a drink with an umbrella in it. You're there dealing with his problem. You don't call the police. He does, from Florida. So the police arrive. And you tell them what happened. She came here, she was annoying, she yelled at me and whatever. And according to your answer, the police said, well, if she was that annoying, you can file for a protective order, right?
Right.
So you said, she was nasty. My son is in Florida. Police said I could file for a protective order. You go and you file for a protective order. Not because you called the police and felt threatened, but because Kenny, drinking his margarita around the pool, he thought that you were threatened. So she hires a lawyer and you go to court. But she had to pay for the lawyer separately from the matter. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Mr. Austin, it is your claim that the defendant is responsible for an accident that you had while you were riding your moped.
That is correct.
Just tell me the date of the accident, please.
June 20th, 2017.
And your moped had a license. It was.
Yep, it was licensed and registered and everything.
And what kind of car were you driving, Miss Austin?
A CTS Cadillac.
What year?
03.
At the time of the accident on June 20th, did the car have insurance?
No, ma'am.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Because if we had insurance, your insurance would have covered the damage.
Yes.
So this is going to be fast. You're going down the street, you're pulling out of a parking space.
Yes.
And you're pulling out of a parking space, and according to that chart over there, either he swerved to avoid you or your car came into contact with his. Did her car come into contact with yours?
I believe it did.
But you're not sure.
Yes.
But what happened is you are driving your moped down the traffic lane.
Mm-hmm.
She had scrapes and abrasions.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see her pulling out of the spot? She is coming out of a parking space.
Correct.
So you clearly have the right of way.
Correct.
So whatever happened, whether he swerved to avoid you coming out of the parking space or you hit him, your car is responsible. Can I see the damage, please?
Would you like receipt for the damages?
I would like the receipt for the damages and the medical bills, please.
Sure.
You weren't hospitalized.
No.
You had scrapes and abrasions.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see her pulling out of the spot, Mr.
At
Anderson?
the very last minute, which is why I tried to swerve to avoid hitting her. She was attempting to make a U-turn.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, if she's pulling out, it looks to me, at least based on here, that she wanted to go in the other direction.
That is correct. She wanted to go in the other direction. She was trying to make a U-turn.
From the parking space.
That's not correct.
Where were
I
you?
was pulling out, yes, I was. But I was not trying to make a U-turn.
Where were you going?
I was attempting to go home.
To go home?
Yes, ma'am.
What time of the day?
10:30 p.m.
Where had you come from?
My son's home.
So you were visiting with your son?
Yes.
And you were going to your house?
Yes.
What's the address of your house?
10th Street Northwest.
Do you know where that is?
Approximately, yes.
In order to get there, does she go straight or does she have to go in the other direction?
The easiest freeway access probably would have been in the other direction, yes.
So she was attempting to make a U-turn. No. You still driving your car without insurance?
No, ma'am. And I do have insurance.
But you didn't on the date of the accident?
Correct.
Oh. Well, you had some serious nicks and bruises and cuts.
Yes.
Sure did.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Actually, when I was pulling out to attempt to go home, to get on the freeways on 46, so that would make me have to go straight, not to make a U-turn. And I did not hit this man. He laid his bike down himself, and afterwards he got up. He was fine.
Are you crazy? Is there something wrong with you?
Yes.
Is there something wrong with you?
No,
You're
ma'am.
not supposed to be driving an automobile, a big old Cadillac, without insurance, or a little car without insurance. You're supposed to have insurance. because your insurance would have paid for his injuries, would have paid for his medical bills, would have paid for his moped. The only reason you're here is because you had no insurance and you were careless and he was injured. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're finished. Mr. Castro was a friend, and he allowed you to move into his house, and you were paying some modest rent.
Started out at $450. It went up to $550. Yes.
Mr. Castro, when did he move in?
In July, I think.
June of last year.
Mm-hmm. That's incorrect, Your Honor. I gave him money in advance, and I never moved into his home until July because I continued to. My pride was in the way, and I didn't want to move in because I still had things right in my life before I took on the venture of sleeping on his couch.
Listen to me. Shortly after you moved in, you moved your girlfriend in. How much after you moved in did you move your girlfriend in? Just answer the question. Month, 2 months, 3 months? How much after?
She came in with me the minute I came. The minute I showed up there, she was there.
You have to get your story straight, sir. You signed a complaint, and the complaint which I have in front of me says, I was down on my luck, and he was doing me a huge favor. My co-plaintiff and girlfriend, Lynette, moved in with me shortly afterwards with his permission. That's what you wrote.
Your Honor,
don't look at me confused, sir.
Your Honor, I didn't write that.
Did you read it? You signed it.
Yes, I did. That part slipped my mind right there. I should have outlined that, okay? I thought I had that correct. But the bottom line is, I'm here to be truthful.
Don't give me a bottom line. Listen to me. I don't want to hear a bottom line. I want to hear somebody telling me with a certain amount of consistency what they filed as a complaint, which is what the defendants.
The complaint is that I bailed this dude out and he didn't pay his bail.
No. The complaint says a lot more than that, sir. Actually, if that's all you were suing for, and that you were living there and he was arrested and you're suing for bail, that's fine. You're suing for a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
Well, then it becomes, then all the rest of it becomes important. If you want to withdraw the rest of your allegations and the rest of your complaint, fine. I will address the issue of bail only. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
No.
All right, then we're going to go back to dealing with this case my way, not your way.
Yes.
You moved in, you were down on your luck. According to you, did you want to cross that out too? And the fact that he was doing you a huge favor, do you want to cross that out too?
No.
Okay.
No.
So we let you move in.
That's valid.
And after he let you move in and your girlfriend, then you brought in her mother.
Yeah.
Right. And he let you do that. And when did you bring in the mother?
That's a question you're going to have to address with my significant.
My mom didn't come in until November, late November, early December.
Why wouldn't he know that?
Because this is an agreement that was made between them two. I work most of the time, so I was only there in the nights. I would very rarely see Mr. Castro.
He worked. But I did ask Mr. Castro in the beginning if he would have a problem with that. If he did, then my mom...
Just a second. I don't care. I'm just trying to set up what the turf was like. He rented you a room, you brought your girlfriend in, then she brought her mother in, all living in the same room, I assume.
No.
Let's go back to your complaint.
She was on
He gave you the
couch. And if that wasn't outlined in the complaint, then there was a problem somewhere.
Who was on the couch?
Her mother was on the couch in the front room. And she was paying this man $300 extra a month to sleep on that couch. And he was okay with that. That was a financial benefit for him. He would love that idea, obviously, or she would not have been there.
You live with him full time? Good for you.
Yes.
I'm going to get to what I consider is the only cogent part of his complaint, which is the issue of bail. At some point, you told him to leave, or according to you, they left. I don't care. I'm not entertaining an illegal eviction and you having to stay in a hotel. If you work all those hours, you shouldn't stay at a hotel. You should find an apartment for your girlfriend and her mother. Now, let's talk.
That's much easier said than done.
Listen to me. That didn't require an answer. That was a statement. That wasn't a question. Now, Ms. Turner, at some point you were at home. Mr. Fay wasn't there, and there was an argument that took place between Mr. Castro and his girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
They got into an argument, and you called the police.
No.
Who called the police?
His significant other.
His girlfriend called the police. You did not.
No, ma'am.
I think she called the police on the 13th.
There's no question out there. Is it correct, Mr. Castro, that your girlfriend called the police?
According to my girlfriend, no. She's no longer my girlfriend.
Oh, that's hearsay. Okay.
Thank God.
Did you?
Thank God.
Stop.
I'm almost finished with you. You have to understand that. If you can't control yourself in here, I have no patience for that. I'm too old.
This was my friend. You have to understand that too. You know, this was my friend. And it was an unhealthy environment. And I'm glad.
I'm done. You're gone. Goodbye. You take your case back to the small claims court where it came from. Do you understand?
Seriously?
No, not seriously. Super seriously. Mr. McLeod, you are 18, is that correct?
No, 22.
22. And you get Social Security benefits.
Yes.
For what?
Well, I have a serious back pain that I had since I was 6.
So you've been getting Social Security benefits since you're 6.
Yes.
How do you support yourself?
I do producing.
Producing what?
Music.
For whom?
Well, I have a studio with my uncle right here.
Do you play an instrument?
Keyboard.
How long have you done that?
Well, I'm kind of new at it. So I'm still learning about it.
Did somebody teach you how to play the
Yeah,
keyboard?
my uncle did, yeah.
How long did he teach you how to play a keyboard?
It's been 3 years now.
And what do you do with it? Do you make records? Do you perform someplace?
Well, I do it at my house right now.
What do you mean you do it at your house?
Well, it's like a home-based studio.
Do you make records
I
or
make-
recordings?
Yeah, recordings.
Do you sell them?
Yes.
To whom?
Online, like iTunes and YouTube.
Who manages the business?
My uncle, me, and my grandmother.
Well, so you're a young man, so why'd you get a disability?
It was something that my mom kind of started.
But you're not disabled, you work, you make music, you...
Right. Don't know, really.
I mean, I'm just asking you a question because I'm curious about the way your mind is working, because you seem like an honest young man. Let's say your music took off and you were making decent money, really decent money, and you had this extra money from Social Security, this extra $850 a month that you've been collecting since you're 6. Would you still collect it? You guess so?
Yeah.
This is what the case is about. You know the defendant for a long time. I don't know, she has a child with somebody that you know. Anyway, you've known her for a long time, and you needed a place to stay for a while. You moved in with her, and she became your payee on your Social Security. Living with her didn't work out, and it is your claim that she kept a couple of months of your Social Security benefits.
Yes.
Your grandmother had been your payee.
Yes.
And then weren't getting along with your grandmother, so you moved in with her. Took some time. How many months did you live with her in total?
7 months.
And for how many months did she collect Social Security as your payee?
That time, 7 months.
All 7 months. Well, that's impossible, because if you moved in with her, you would have had to have made adjustments.
Oh, yeah, it took like 2 months. Yeah.
So that she got no money, right?
Yeah.
So she got no money for 2 months out of the 7 months.
Yes.
And then when you moved out, according to you, she kept 2 months
Yes.
of payments.
Yeah.
Where did you move back to?
My grandmother's house.
That's where you had been living.
Yes.
Where you and your grandmother and your uncle are in business.
Right.
Well, she didn't get paid for 2 months to house you, to feed you, to take care of you. Don't you think she should? You don't know. I don't think that I'm going to give you back this money. Those are the facts. The facts are she kept either 1 or 2 months, and she says you didn't pay 1 or 2 months when you lived there. See, you see, Mr. McLeod, the government is soft-hearted. The government wants to be able to help people who can't work,
Right.
even if they're not of age to retire. So then you have Social Security disability. Now, I don't know what prompted your mother when you were 6 years old to get Social Security disability for you. Did you have surgery after you were 6 years old on your back?
Yeah.
What kind of surgery did you have on your back?
It was back surgery, spine.
You had that when you were how old?
6.
6.
That I can remember, yeah.
And then you went back to school, you recovered, you went back to school.
Yes.
Did you ever play sports?
Yeah, basketball, but I couldn't do it for too long.
But you played basketball. Now you work with your uncle and your grandmother in a home-based studio making music.
Yeah.
That's not what Social Security disability is designed for, Mr. McLeod. It's not designed for that. It's designed for people who cannot work, who cannot take care of themselves. That's what the government does. And one of the reasons that the resources of our government are being tapped like this is because people who can work and do work, because they've been collecting Social Security disability for 15 years, still think it's okay. Well, they send it to me and I take it. So your case is dismissed. I'm done. I think that you agree, Ms. Roman, based upon your answer, that there was a time when your father owed his brother some money.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are the executor of your father's estate?
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did your father acknowledge that he owed to his brother?
He didn't give me an exact amount, but he said he was borrowing money to pay house taxes.
Did he tell you when he started to borrow money from his brother?
I want to say 2015.
Is that when he started to borrow the money?
Yes, April of 2015.
And how much did he borrow?
Just under $4,000. It was 2 house payments and a year's worth of property taxes.
Give me the figures.
39, 23. I've got it summarized here if you'd like to see.
Okay. So the only issue that has to be resolved is Ms. Roman, as the executor of the estate, since you acknowledged that there was a debt owed to the plaintiff, that should have been a debt that was taken from his estate if there was money in the estate, was there?
Yes, but when my dad was alive, he paid back.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But that was a debt that would have
Yes,
been
ma'am.
paid. Your father passed away when?
October 2016.
So you're going to show me, because this is your defense. Now we acknowledge that there was a debt, $3,923. So now your defense is that your father paid him back
Yes, ma'am.
during his lifetime. So you're going to show me from April of 2015 to October of 2016 payments to your uncle that were $3,900.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is that fair? You had access to her father's account and
Correct.
withdrew money regularly and paid yourself back. So maybe we can simplify this. Did you have access to your brother's account?
Yes, that's the only way I would do the loan.
Did you pay yourself back any of this money, all or part of it?
14 payments.
14 payments in what amount?
$218 and some odd cents.
72 cents.
218.
May I explain that amount?
Sure.
So the loan was for $118, but I took additional $100 out so he can pay his property taxes.
So you so far took out $2,912.
Yeah.
That's what I have.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to get to you in a minute. You acknowledge that you took back $2,900 of the $3,900 that he owed you. That's what you say.
Yes.
She may have more. So that means the remainder of what he owes you would be, if he was alive, would be $1,000. If he owed you $39.23 and he paid you $29.12, what's left is $1,011.
So my math is different. The loan part would be $118.72. Now mine came out to $16.62 of what he's paid me. So that I come up with a balance of $22.61.
In December 23rd of 2015, he took out $1,048, not the $218.72, which makes up your difference that you're talking about.
Yes.
This is a summary, and this is my dad's bank account statements.
Did you ever take out $1,000?
Yes, and I can explain that.
The amount that you took out was in May 218.72, June 218.72, July 218.72, August 218.72, September 218.72, October 218.72, November 218.72, December 1,048. What was the 1,048 for?
Because he was bouncing checks on the house payment. So I go look at, man, let me take the whole house payment out plus the 218. And here's a copy of the receipt of the house payment I made.
Well, you added everything together, sir. I said, what did he owe you? And you told me $3,923. And you said that was for 2 house payments and property taxes.
Yes.
That's what you told me before. All of those things together, $3,923. So you've been fully paid.
I don't have a calculator, but I have 14.
I have a calculator.
So
I
you-
used a calculator.
So you're saying 14 payments at $118.72 is
218.72.
okay. The extra 100, it was to his property taxes, which I got a copy of that check also.
Oh, property taxes? Whose property taxes?
My brother's house. He was struggling with payment, so we made an agreement that I'll take an additional $100 a month out and pay his portion of property taxes because he wasn't very good at budgeting.
That's not true.
I've got a check
No,
here
ma'am.
proving that.
He's paid the mortgage payments and the taxes for 5 years, and May needed help at one time.
He doesn't owe you any more money. We're done. What's your last name?
Derek Hanley.
That's your mother?
Yes.
And who is the gentleman with her?
Stepfather.
Okay. Are you part of this action?
Yes.
Great. And this is your girlfriend?
Right.
You have a child together
Yes.
who's 5 years old.
Yes.
What were you doing living with your mother and your stepfather?
Well, what happened was they had
Just listen to me.
Oh, okay, sure.
Wait, no. You're going to tell him there's only one attitude here. That's mine.
Sorry.
You're going to tell me why you and your girlfriend with a 5-year-old child were living with your mother and stepfather when you went to live there, month and year. You're going to tell me that.
Okay. It was probably about 10 years ago, I would say.
No.
10 years ago.
No, this recently.
10 years ago.
No, this recently.
Try not to speak to each other.
Sorry.
You've been living with your mother and your stepfather for 10 years.
No, it started off 10 years ago.
What started off?
Where I was living with them at a duplex house.
How long have you two been together?
10 years.
How long have you been living with your mother and your stepfather in the current residence before you got evicted?
We didn't get evicted, but...
6 months.
Just a shh. Did you just say to me we didn't get evicted?
Right.
Okay, good. So we didn't get evicted. You left on your own?
No.
How did you leave?
There was a false restraining order on us.
So you left because your mother and your stepfather got a restraining order against you?
A false restraining order, yes.
Okay. Now, when you were living with them, how much rent were you paying?
We started off probably...
No, not started. At the time that they got this restraining order and you were tossed out of the house, how long had you been living with them in the current residence?
Probably only 4 months.
Did you move there from the duplex?
Nope, from another place where we had our own.
So you had your own place?
A couple times.
So after the duplex, you were on your own for a while?
Right.
You, your girlfriend, and your daughter?
Right.
And then 4 months ago, you moved in with your mother and your stepfather?
Right.
Now we're going to go back to the original question, why? It had to be for your economics.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Because you needed a place to stay and you couldn't afford it.
No.
Well,
right.
Otherwise, people usually don't go home to their mothers and stepfathers
right.
if they can afford their own place. You know, it's like the migratory pattern of Jews. They go from New York to Florida. They never go back. Do you understand?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So you don't go home to live. Is there something wrong with you?
No, sorry.
You don't go home to live with your mom unless you have to because of economics. So you were living on your own, the two of you, with your daughter, where?
In another town, a couple towns over. No, it was just a small bedroom.
So
it
in
was
an apartment?
No, it was just a small bedroom.
So you were renting a room?
Right.
Were you working?
Yes.
Was your girlfriend working?
Yes.
So why did you move with your mother and stepfather?
Well, she has a third floor that's completely redone. It's got 15-foot ceilings. There's a bathroom. My daughter has her own bedroom. It's really nice. It was empty. It's been empty for the whole time we weren't there. She said, come back there. You know.
She said, come back.
Yes.
Because it was much nicer than
it
where
was
you were living.
much nicer, right.
So she was nice to you. She said, come back.
Right.
Move in with us.
Right.
Okay. And you did. So you were renting a room. So you took whatever you were living in the room.
Right.
And you moved into the third floor in your mom's house.
Right.
And I'm waiting.
And what had happened was we had lived there before and it didn't work out.
Just a second. But you went back to try it again because you needed it, because you were living in one room with your daughter.
You could say that, right, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Not I could say that. That's what you're going to say. It didn't work out before living with your mother and stepfather, so you moved out.
Right.
But things got a little cramped. You were trying to move back, and your daughter is 5. She was going to a school.
Right.
And it was a better school where your mom lives. That's what you said in your paper, right? That's what you...
Right.
I remember reading about it.
Okay.
So now you moved in, and 4 months later, she had to get a restraining order against you, or at least asked for one, because she wanted to evict you, but it was going to take too long, so she got a restraining order against you instead, okay? Tell me what happened.
What had happened was I had just got home from work a week prior. We had called the cops on them, actually.
So you called the police on your mother and stepfather.
Right.
Now, you're living in the house, not paying any rent.
No, I was paying rent. I was paying $100 a week.
And you were up to date on your rent?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what you wrote in your complaint. She also wanted us to save our money so we could find a place near them. She told us to pay $100 per month, and we could stay for 1 year. We agreed and moved in. She took our door off the hinges because she tried to collect $100 weekly instead of monthly. You just told me that the rent was $100 a week.
That's what yeah.
But not in your complaint. In your complaint, you said it was $100 a month.
There was supposed to be no rent. She told me that we could save money completely when we were going to move there.
Would you show him this, please, Officer Byrd? That's your signature.
Okay.
That's the girlfriend's signature.
Sure.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Yes.
So you came home from work and she told you she wanted the $100 a week instead of maybe $100 a month that you were giving them. And what happened?
Well, the week before, I said we had called the cops.
On them.
On them, right.
Because?
Because she was just coming up there harassing us.
Harassing you for what?
She just was...
Did she ask you for money?
No, she was just harassing us to do errands and stuff. As well as money, yes. As well as money, just a bunch of stuff. We just didn't want to be bothered. She was coming right up there, you know. She left us notes as well. We have them here while we were staying there. Just crazy notes. It's just absolutely crazy, Your Honor.
Then go.
I know.
You're not stuck there like glue.
Right, exactly.
No, you weren't paying
we
the rent.
were only there 4 months.
You weren't paying the rent you were supposed to pay. According to you, you were supposed to, according to what you just told me now twice, because I asked you twice.
Okay.
You were supposed to pay $100 a week, and here you said $100 a month. She came upstairs, she was harassing you. One of the things she was harassing you about was rent and money. Okay, so you called the police on your mother.
Right.
And then?
They said, leave us alone. Then I went to work the next week, 5 o'clock at night. I came home. We're upstairs, minding our own business. A knock on the door. I was like, what's going on? So I went down. It was a marshal saying she had to leave right this instant. 2 days later, I get served saying that I hit her. I never touched her.
Good.
Ever.
Now, where
Yeah.
are you living?
We're living at a studio place.
Nice. Away from your mother.
Away from her, exactly.
Away from your mother. Very good. If you don't like living with your mother, move out. How old are you?
Exactly.
How old are you?
37.
37. Time to be on your own.
Right.
With your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
It takes you a long time to make up your mind. What stuff do you claim your mother kept from you? Because the marshal came, the marshal allowed you to take stuff with you, and you were only coming from a room. Do you remember you told me that? So now I'd like you to tell me what stuff that your mother disposed of or kept from you.
There was a room with an attic where I had a lot of stuff, but I have pictures here.
When the marshal told your girlfriend to leave, did she leave?
Yeah, she had no choice.
Did she take your daughter with her?
Yes.
Where did she go?
We had to go to a hotel.
And did you, after that date, do you remember what that date was?
I believe it was around, I don't know.
5/16.
5/16.
After May 16th, pay careful attention, did you ever go back to your mother's house to get any of your property?
I went back once.
On what date?
Probably a week later.
23rd.
23rd.
And who did you go back with?
By myself, I called the police and they gave me
An escort.
an escort. Yes.
An escort. So you went back by yourself in your car
Yes.
and you took property from there.
What I could take in a little car, yeah.
We're talking about on the 23rd, Mr. Handley. You were there with a police escort. Did anybody prevent you with the police escort? Because I call the police
Sure,
and find
sure.
out. Did either your mother or your stepfather prevent you from taking anything else that belonged to you on the 23rd?
No, they didn't prevent me, but I noticed some stuff was missing.
Case is dismissed. We're done.
No, please, can I?
We're done. When was the engagement over?
The engagement was over when she left August 28th
Of this year.
of this year,
I'm not interested
2016.
I'm not interested in March of 2015. What's next?
I have court papers right here I was hoping you can help me with because I've not seen my son since
I can't
September 25th.
I can't help you with that. Did you file for visitation?
Your Honor, yes, I have. But
And
she's
what-
been ducking me. I have not seen her.
You mean she hasn't been served?
She has not been served because I've been trying to get her served at her job, but she has not been working there. I've been looking for her.
All I can do
and
is
I cannot
all I
find
can
her.
do is
She
tell
has
you-
been.
I'm going to tell her something. I don't have the jurisdiction to order visitation. Do you understand?
Yes.
All I can do is tell you this. You have a son together? Do you have a son together?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
How old is that child?
10 months.
You left in August?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you work? Do you work?
Yes, I was working.
Did you work?
Yes.
Did Mr. Benson work?
Yes.
Did you work the same hours?
No.
When you worked, who took care of the baby?
I only worked on Saturday. At the time, him.
Eventually, he's going to have visitation with his son. And a judge will order that he have visitation with his son. And when it was convenient for you, when you wanted to work, you found nothing inappropriate about his behavior, so that you left an infant with his father to take care of. So eventually, Mr. Benson is going to be smart enough to either retain a lawyer or himself say that to the judge. Till she left, She worked on Saturdays. And I took care of my son. She left me in charge of my son. So it's going to be a very hard uphill battle for you to say he can't see him now because now he's dangerous, now that it's no longer convenient for you. If you don't get along with him anymore, that's your business. If he doesn't get along with you, that's his business. But the two of you made a child together, and his child has two parents. And both parents are entitled to be in that child's life. And it is inappropriate for one parent to deprive another parent, put your hand down, to deprive another parent and to deprive a child of the input of a second parent because they don't get along anymore. And whether it was an acrimonious departure or whether it was a happy departure is not relevant. Not relevant. Your son has a right to have the input of both parents, and you picked him. Okay. Now, that's as much as I can do to help you. Now, what you have to do is to get her served. Hire a process server and get her
it's hard
served.
when you're dealing with someone that's a liar and a manipulator, okay?
Listen to-
The last time I saw my son was August 25th, okay?
Mr.
She
Benson, you're not
lied
listening
a
to-
week-
you're
she
not
lied
listening.
and said that I
Mr.
abused my
Benson.
son when I did
That's
not
why I
abuse him
left.
at all, Your Honor. And this is why I haven't
She
seen
did.
my son.
Mister, I
Okay,
have
I've been
pictures.
under
Would you
emotionally
get in between
distressed.
them?
Sure.
I'm going to throw you both out. You're not listening to me. I told you I have no jurisdiction with regard to granting you an order of visitation.
I understand.
I've told her what I thought as someone who sat in the family court and worked in the family court for a quarter of a century. And if you get a judge who has appropriate experience, the judge is going to tell you the exact same thing that I did, that you're not supposed to be manipulative with regard to a child that the two of you made together. It was your choice to make a child with him. That's all we're going to talk about with regard to visitation.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Glavin, I read your complaint. About 2 years ago, you and the defendant moved in together and you bought a television set. And you split the cost of the television set that you bought 2 years ago. How much did you put in?
$300.
And you put in $300.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you split up. Now it's 2 years later. She kept the TV and you want your $300.
Yes, ma'am. That was the terms that we agreed to when we split up and split all our stuff.
You mean she agreed to give you the $300?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
Not necessarily.
What does that mean, not necessarily? Don't be stupid. If either you agreed to give him $300 or you didn't agree to give him the $300.
Well, he said that he didn't necessarily need the $300 at the time when we were first.
Would you look at me? Don't look at the floor.
Yes, ma'am. When we were first going through the whole breakup situation, he said that it wasn't necessary to give him $300, and I offered. And then I changed my
I want
mind.
you to tell me exactly how it happened. And don't fumfa.
What does that mean?
Don't waff your answer.
I'm not waffing my answer.
Now, he says that you agreed when you were splitting up the property that you would keep the TV and you would give him $300. And your response to me was not necessarily. So now I want you to tell me exactly what happened.
I offered to give him $300.
No, tell me what you said to him.
What I said
He
to him?
said, do you want the TV or do you want me to take the TV? If I take the TV, you give me $300. I want to know what was said, not I offered.
Sorry, I'm trying to process, so I word this correctly now.
Or just word me the way it happened.
I'm telling you the way it happened. He didn't. I'm sorry, one moment.
I can tell you if you want, ma'am.
I offered. I didn't agree to anything, and he accepted my offer to give him back
Now,
his
did you-
money after he said it's not necessary for you to give me the $300 when I was taking the
What
TV.
property did you keep that you would acquire together?
That we acquired together, the only thing that he had helped pay for that I kept was the TV.
Okay. And what did you take?
I took nothing that we acquired together.
Is that correct?
Yes, but we only paid for the TV together.
Well, where is the TV now?
The TV is at my apartment.
At your apartment? Well, somebody's got to get the TV and somebody has to pay their share. And I don't know if it's $300, but if you agreed to give them $300, televisions depreciate. They don't stay the same. It's not worth the same now. If she went, you see, if neither one of you wanted the TV, Mr. Glavin, if neither one of you wanted the TV, what the court would do is say, you find somebody to buy it and split 50-50 the proceeds. That sounds fair, doesn't it? Because nobody's going to pay $600 for a television set that you bought 2 years ago and used for 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you want the TV?
Yes, I do.
Did you offer to give him the $300, and did he accept that offer?
He didn't originally. and then he did
I did accept the offer.
original.
Originally, I accepted the offer. Originally, she said she was the one that made the original offer of $300. I told her I don't necessarily need the money, but I will accept the offer. And that was the final terms.
Okay, fine. Now, you want to go into this telephone?
Yes, ma'am. When we were still living together at my parents' house before she had moved out, she had taken my phone.
On what date?
On what day?
What date?
I don't know an exact date. Very late October.
Did you subsequently live together after that?
No.
Okay, so late October she left.
Late October. And she saw a text from one of my friends from Orlando, and it made her very mad. And she took the phone and she pressed it against a side of a dresser for leverage and snapped it in half. And after that, I paid the insurance cost, which was $150.
Tell me your version of the phone.
We did live together after I broke the phone because we were still together. We were living at his parents' house at the time because we were in between leases. We were waiting for our next lease to start after our last lease had ended.
This was after our lease had ended.
Yeah. And I was sitting next to him on the bed one night, or it was about the middle of the day, and he was talking to someone, and I asked who he was talking to, and I saw it was some girl from Orlando, and I asked to see the messages, and he said no. So I took the phone, and it was a message. It was a conversation in regards to him cheating on me, and it made me very angry because he...
So you broke the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean...
Good. $450. $300 was an agreed upon arrangement between the two of you for the TVs, which I'm not going to get involved with since you agreed to it, and $150 for the insurance for the phone. We're done. The cabin itself was $860.
Yes.
And you went there with your 4 children and a pet.
Yes. My total cost.
And you stayed there on the 6th.
We stayed there on the 6th.
Did you stay there on the 7th?
We did.
Did you stay there on the 8th?
No. We left on the 8th early.
You left on the 8th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you didn't stay either the 8th or the 9th?
No.
And then you, sometime thereafter, complained to whatever banking institution it was that was handling these transactions, and you were issued a refund.
Well, they falsely advertised. So when we rented the cabin, they advertised it as zip lining.
May I see it, please?
Yes. Yes. So my family and I...
Just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which is why we're here today.
That's right.
Because you believe that you are entitled to, you say $842.60. That's what you're suing for. How much was taken out of your bank? Is that what was taken out of your bank?
That exact amount plus some small fees.
$842.60. Okay, now you're going to tell me why you don't owe him that money.
Well, they falsely advertised. So when we rented the cabin, they advertised it as zip lining.
May I see it, please?
Yes. So my family and I...
Just a second. So sometimes in the wintertime there's skiing.
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
right?
Skiing's very good.
And you were going in what month? August. So you weren't going skiing?
No.
Well, this says cheap ski and zip lines, okay? Yes. I read your answer, and your answer says that when you got there were no zip lines.
They had closed their doors.
Well, they don't own the zip lines, right?
But they...
No, just pay attention. They don't own the zip lines.
Right.
There was no skiing either, right?
No.
You could have found out that there were no zip lines too. All you had to do was make a phone call.
Well, the zip line was there when we rented it. If it closed its doors, so we rented it in June, or paid it in June, July 14th, which I have a picture, they closed their doors. And if we had been... Brightwood's a small town. If they had notified us, I think it's their responsibility as a cabin to notify
us. It certainly is not their responsibility to notify you. It's your responsibility. If you like hiking, if you like fishing, if you like zip lining, it's your responsibility. They rented you the cabin at the time that they rented you the cabin based on this. If I assume that this is advertising, this was perfectly accurate. At the time you rented it, it was perfectly accurate.
Yes. I also sent Barbara an email letting her know that my whole family was coming out, my daughter from New York, my other daughter from Northern California, specifically for zip lining, and that's why we were renting the cabin.
You know, the world is all about your responsibility. Your children were coming out. You get on the phone and say, by the way, not to them, to the zipline company, which was operational when you rented the cabin. If you have any doubt whatsoever that it's in operation, then you get on the phone, you say, is it in operation? But you can't just stop payment on leave. You rented the cabin. Somebody may just want to go there for hiking and not ziplining. I certainly wouldn't want to go any place for ziplining. I might want to go for the outdoors and walk around trails if it's pretty there. But I don't understand why it was paid for, why you left.
Because there was nothing to do. Wrightwood's a very small
children
town.
who came to visit you from thousands of miles away, and you have this lovely cabin, and you couldn't find something to do with your children for 2 other days, like go out and prepare great dinners and sit around and talk to each other. I assume you don't see each other regularly.
We don't. The older ones, no.
And you're telling me that there was nothing that you could do with your family that you don't see regularly if there was no zip lining in what looks to me like a beautiful environment?
Well, we weren't enjoying the environment, and my children didn't want to stay.
Yeah, well, then you have spoiled children. But it's not their responsibility to keep you abreast of the comings and goings of business. You rented the cabin, you rented it for 4 days, you have a responsibility to pay for it, and you have your responsibility, because there's no false advertising here. You paid for something. You saw this, you liked it, you knew there was no skiing. At the time that you rented it, there was in fact zip lining. It closed subsequently. I mean, I'm going to give you an example that is way out. What if it closed the day before you got there because there was a death? You think you would be entitled to your money back?
No.
But what if it closed 2 days before you got there because somebody who was zip lining got disconnected and broke their neck, and they closed it down until they figured out whether it was safe? You think you'd be entitled to your money back?
No.
Mr. Case, the defendant is your former girlfriend, and you have 1 child together. That child is how old?
6, Your Honor.
And it's a little boy, and you have primary physical custody of him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've had primary physical custody of him for several years.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The defendant shares custody with you in the summertime. Is that my understanding?
That just recently came back.
Just recently?
Yes.
Now, the lawsuit is relatively simple. Each of you are accusing the other of initiating legal proceedings with regard to the other in family court, which cost you both a lot of money, and you want the other to compensate you for the legal fees that were incurred as a result of these frivolous court actions. So I'm going to ask you both one simple question. First, did either of you make application for counsel fees against the other when you were in family court?
No, Your Honor.
Was there a reason for that?
The mediation did not work.
What do you mean the mediation didn't work?
We were required to go to mediation and talk with the parenting coordinator, and we were unable to be civil and work things out, so we went to a trial.
Well, but when you go to a trial, then at the end of the trial, if you have a lawyer, then the lawyer says to the losing party after one case is dismissed and the second case is dismissed, I want counsel fees because this is a frivolous action. Did either of you make that application after the trials?
I did not, because my lawyer advised me that they would not award it to me.
And you?
I never did.
She did. She did file for $700.
In
legal fees, yes.
Was that denied?
Yes.
It was denied by the family court judge.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That is not correct, Your Honor.
Okay, let's see if he probably has something to demonstrate that your attorney did make an application for legal fees.
I have, it's all right here, Your Honor.
Okay, let me take a look.
This is the most recent order where everything was dismissed.
Does that mention the legal fees? Does this mention the legal fees?
It should, yes.
Not should. I'm not going to read this whole thing.
Well,
find it.
Denied motion.
We're just talking about legal fees. I understand that promotions were denied. Show me in the order. That's all I want to see.
Right here in the court. I got it in the court docket where it was all denied. You can look over this whole docket.
I don't want to look over the whole document. I want you to take a pen and circle where it says motion for counsel fees by Miss Aldrich is denied. That's it. That's an easy thing.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It was right here. This is part of it. For some reason, it's not in the court docket, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
If it's not in the court docket, then it's not there. All right. Now, I'm going to address one part of your case, sir, because that's going to be dispositive for me with regard to the entire case. There's no question, Miss Aldrich, that Mr. Case has legal custody of your son, either given to him initially by you or awarded by a court after a trial. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that is after a full fact-finding trial. The court, clearly by awarding him physical custody, determined that he was a more appropriate parent. That's what the courts do.
Right.
They say between two people. So that's a given. Now, this is what I understand, at least in part, started all this trouble. You had primary physical custody. According to you, at some point last year, your son came home from a visit with his mother. According to you, he had a bruise.
Multiple.
multiple bruises. And you asked him what happened, and he said to you, in effect, Mommy's boyfriend hit me.
Actually, I picked him up from the
No,
visit.
listen to me. Did I say anything that was untrue? I may have said it in different words, but is anything that I said inconsistent with your complaint?
No, you're correct.
Fine. I actually tell the story better than you do because I get to the point. So this is your story. Your son comes home, tells you that his mother's boyfriend hit him, which is why he has bruises. At some time subsequently, Miss Aldrich notified you that she was going on vacation for a week, wanted to take a son with her, and you also ascertained that the boyfriend was going on that vacation. So far, correct?
Correct.
How much time after you noticed these bruises was this vacation supposed to take place?
I'm not sure approximate date, but I filed for a protection order against her boyfriend.
Immediately?
Actually, I made a police report. As I picked him up, I pulled over a police officer as I was driving down the road.
So you made a report immediately?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you initiated a protective order with your son as the beneficiary of that protective order, keeping Miss Aldrich's boyfriend away from your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you and your boyfriend go away together with your son on vacation?
No, ma'am.
The boyfriend didn't go,
He was not allowed.
but you went.
I sure did.
And you took your son with you.
Yes, ma'am.
That was after a hearing. Was there ultimately a hearing on that protective order with regard to the boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened with that case?
It got dropped.
When you say it got dropped, or did it get dropped, or did it get dismissed?
It got dismissed. Ralph didn't have any evidence.
Well, that's your conclusion. Did you have a trial?
I did not go. I was on vacation at the time.
You mean to the hearing? Did the boyfriend go?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up.
Thank you.
Last name, sir?
Mr. Gould, or Gould.
Mr. Gould, you went to the trial for the protective order. And was the protective order granted?
No, the protection order was dropped.
When you say dropped, it was withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
Okay, that's a different story. Do you understand, Miss Aldrich? That doesn't say didn't have any evidence. That means that Mr. Case had accomplished his mission, which was to prevent the boyfriend going on vacation with you and your son. So, mission accomplished. I don't have to proceed with this anymore. Now you can sit down.
Thank you.
I'd like to see the police report.
Police report, divine motion, and incident report, emails, attorney fees.
Stop
and
talking to yourself, please.
Sorry,
Only old
sorry,
people
Your
talk
Honor.
to themselves. Okay, so let's get to first, Miss Aldrich, with regard to your counterclaim. Based upon this police report alone, it's dismissed. Your counterclaim for the plaintiff filing frivolous actions against you. I must assume that prior to this incident, which occurred on June 4th, 2016, that you had been enjoying visitation with your son on some weekends, correct?
Correct.
How long had you been enjoying visitation with your son? A month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year?
Years.
Years. And this was the first police report that was filed.
Yes, magistrate.
Okay. And the 4th was the actual date that Mr. Chase picked your son up from visitation at your house. The officer's narrative, and I'm not quoting him, I'm quoting what the officer said that your son said to him. Your son said to the officer that the boyfriend hit him, which resulted in the bruises on his legs, shins, and back. That's what the boy told the officer. The officer documented that with photographs because the officer said, I saw the bruises, I documented them with photographs. So the plaintiff had every reason to file for a protective order against Mr. Gould based on this. As a matter of fact, he could have been charged with a neglect if he did not do so, knowing that Mr. Gould was again going to be alone in his company without his father present when you were on vacation. Now, you don't know, I don't know, certainly, and I'm not going to get that information here today as to whether or not the plaintiff coached your son to say that. However, based upon your statement to me that you have been having weekend visitation for years without incident, I have to assume that there wasn't an ongoing pattern of trying to disrupt your visitation with your son, but this was an incident that caused his custodial parent some alarm, coming back with bruises. Your excuse to the police officer who spoke to you was, we just took the training wheels off his bike and he fell. That was your reason. So he had every reason to do what he did. So your application for counsel fees is denied. You did what you were supposed to do. What counsel fees do you think you're entitled to?
Just to all the emergency motions that were filed.
Well, she filed an emergency motion as a result of you are trying to preclude her going on a long-standing vacation to allow her to take him. That's perfectly reasonable.
And also for relocation and to file for the custody when there was no extreme change of circumstances.
Well, listen, did you relocate?
No, ma'am.
Did you try to get an order of custody so that you could relocate?
Not for relocation purposes.
For the child oh, sorry.
What do you mean for the child?
It was a relocation for the child, so she would be full custodial parent and not me.
Oh, she filed for change in custody.
Yeah, it just said relocation on the
Well, listen, that happens, and that was just resolved, and it was resolved clearly in your favor. You retained primary custody, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
So that there was some benefit for the defendant in bringing on an application, because instead of weekend visitation, she now gets partial summer visitation, right? But the defendant's visitation rights were expanded as a result of the last order in May. That's a yes or a no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Your case is dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
I only have one other thing to say to you. Your son is 6. You're going to be parents of him. He's going to be living with you probably for the next 12 years. I'm speaking. Try listening. Put on your listening ears, Mr. Chase. I think you're a very nice guy, and you're a good parent, and you've parented this child reasonably well so far. I see no indication that you have not, which is all a wonderful thing, and I give you credit for that. However, I'm going to tell you this. Both of you didn't make this one child to make his life miserable, I assume. You made this child either on purpose or by accident, but you made this little being who didn't ask to be born. So don't make us like crazy. Do you understand?
I understand.
And your primary responsibility when your son is with you is to him, period. Nobody else. And I guarantee you that if you had primary custody of your son and he went with his father for a weekend and you picked your son up and he had bruises, which your son clearly did, and your son said that his girlfriend hit him, you would have done nothing less, right?
Correct.
Good. We're done. Is there someone whose name is Dusty here? That would be you.
Yes.
You are the plaintiff's wife?
Yes.
Are you together?
Not at this moment, no.
And you are appearing as a witness for him?
Yes.
Interesting. Now, Mr. Barnes, you lived with your wife in a rental property that is owned by the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Your wife's name was on the lease. Your name is not on the lease.
Yes.
The defendant knew you were there. Is that correct?
That's not correct.
Oh, that's not true. Then your counterclaim is dismissed because your counterclaim is that he was supposed to fix a shed for you. You paid him to fix the shed. He never fixed the shed, and the materials disappeared. Well, why would you pay? You mean he was just a maintenance guy that was around, so you knew he was living there?
Yes.
So why did you say no?
It's been a rocky relationship, and they split up a number of times.
That's okay, but you knew he was living
I
there.
did know, yes.
Okay. And you knew he had been living there for a long period of time, as long as Dusty has lived there? How long was Mr. Barnes living there? When did you move in, Mr. Barnes?
October 19th of 2015.
And on what date did you change the locks?
November 9th, 2016.
You can't do that. So his lawsuit is for an illegal eviction and for some property that he claims was lost somehow. You have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is some damage that was done to the house by this person who you first said that you didn't know was living there, and something that has to do with this shed that he was supposed to build for you. Okay. What I find is curious. Did you bring him today?
We flew together.
Because the story is a rather convoluted one. According to Miss Howell, you advised Miss Howell that you and the defendant were once again off again. You were leaving. Is that right?
Yes.
I could stand up over there. When did you tell her you were leaving?
It was like November, a little after November.
And when was Mr. Barnes, the last night that Mr. Barnes stayed at the house?
I have no idea what was the last night.
What was the last night you stayed at the house?
It was like November 10th, somewhere in a little over the first week. I'm not sure of the date either.
Well, she changed the locks November 9th, so it had to be before.
Yeah, it was 2 days after after Dusty left. It was 2 days that Miss Howell came over there and changed the locks.
And you left in November?
Yes.
Had you paid November's rent?
Yes.
Who paid it?
My name is on the receipts.
Who paid it?
He did.
How much was it?
$575.
Mr. Barnes, who gave Miss Howell the rent?
Miss Howell is at the office when we go to pay the rent. We both went in there and we paid the rent. I got receipts.
And it was accepted?
Yes.
Why did you change the locks?
Because I got text messages to show you that Dusty had moved out and that Harold had changed the locks on the house and that she had turned off the...
Okay, just a second. So you show me where she said that Harold had changed the locks on the house. Did you change the locks on the house?
No, ma'am, I did not.
So show me. Did you tell her that Harold had changed the locks on the house?
No.
I'd like to see that.
Ma'am, the only locks that I put locks on the shed. I put a door on there and I put a padlock and a locked a door handle one with that had a key to it also. But I didn't change no locks on the residence whatsoever.
What locks were you talking about? You say you went to get the things and he has changed the locks. Did that have to do with the locks on the residence?
The house, the door lock from the house were put onto the shed, and then they haven't got new locks for the house.
What kind of lock? You mean
the like regular door, the front door lock?
The question is, were you able to get into the house to get your things?
Yes, I was.
So what did you say to her, that you went back to the house to get your things, but he went and changed the locks? What does that mean?
He had changed the locks. When my daughter and I went to get my things, he had changed the locks. That's what he said at the time.
Just a minute. Did you go there, or did he tell you he changed the locks?
And he told me that he changed the locks.
Did you go there?
Yes.
Were the locks changed?
Yes.
So you couldn't get in?
As far as I knew.
It doesn't really make any difference. You knew he was there. You had accepted his rent. You had no right to evict him. That's what he's suing for, an illegal eviction.
Okay.
Well, you know that you have no right to. Is this your only rental property?
No.
Sure, you can tell me what happened.
What happened, can I tell you? Okay, so I had given him an application. I thought March, I've got a note from her saying this is her fiance and he would like to be on the rental agreement. So I gave him an application and they never turned it back in.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
you
so
knew he was a tenant. You accepted his rent.
Right.
You
So
knew he was a tenant. You accepted his rent. You have to give him notice.
She
You
gave me
didn't-
30 days notice that she was moving out. She did.
Just a second.
Okay.
On what date?
November 4th. I've got a 30-day notice.
From her?
From her.
Did you find out about him?
Yes.
What did you do to find out about him?
I've got notice that he would move out on Monday of November. He gave me notice he was moving out as well. She has...
Just a second. Show me where he said, I'm moving out. What?
Ma'am, she had already moved the property, all my property, from the residence prior to me even saying nothing like that.
Just a second. On what date did she remove your property from the residence?
She removed the property on, well, you're saying it was on the 11th, 2 days prior to all that. When Dusty gave notice, that's the day I was still in the house, and I texted her and told her I wanted to be there and I wanted to keep paying the rent. I've been paying the rent also.
Well, you had paid rent for November.
Yes, and then she came 2 days later and changed the locks and removed all my property. Every stick of property in the house was gone. She gave it to one of her tenants. She took my couch, my love seat, and everything I owned and gave it to a tenant.
No.
Yes, she did. Yes, you did.
I've got a picture here of Dusty moving her things out.
Dusty can move, listen to me. Dusty can move her things out. You have no right to move his things out. You have to go to housing court if you want to evict him and evict him. He had been a tenant for over a year. You accepted rent for him from the month of November. In the month of November, you changed the locks and put his things. I don't know what you did with them, but you had no right to do that.
I didn't touch his things. Dusty moved all of his things, all of his possessions. She took hers and put all of his in the shed, in the lock shed.
So what you're saying is, listen, I don't know whether she knows what today is. Did you take all of his stuff and put all of his stuff in the shed?
The things were removed from the house, his things, and put in the shed.
By whom?
By Peggy's husband and a maintenance man.
Were you at home when that happened?
I was there when all of this was happening.
Okay. So you were there, he was not.
Right.
And did you tell them to move his things from the house into the shed and secure them?
Yes.
You told them that?
Yes.
And they did it?
Yes.
Are either one of those people here today?
Yes. The gentleman.
You moved his things?
I helped.
Just a second. You moved his things. Who do you work for?
I was with my mom at the day,
So this is
helping
your-
them,
just a
helping
sec-
my
just-
mom.
I'm her mom.
Just a second. Who were you working for?
Nobody. I'm not working for anybody. I was helping my mom move her things out and just helping them
Who
clean
was
up.
with you?
It was me and Peggy's husband, and there was
That would be you.
That's yes.
Did you help move his things
Yes, I did.
out of the house into this shed? Well, that's all I want to know. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed. You cannot illegally evict someone who you know has been a tenant for a year because you chose sides in a domestic dispute. Now, you knew, and if you have other rental property, you know that if you have a de facto tenant who's there and has been there for over a year and you've been accepting rent, put your hand down. Okay. And you've been accepting rent from that person, you have to say, you're not on the lease, I'm giving you notice. Then they may or may not leave. But you can't summarily eject somebody who you've accepted rent from, at least for the month of November.
I've got a signed agreement that he agreed to vacate.
Before or after you moved his things? Look at me.
After.
Look, after. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Thank
We're
you, ma'am.
done.
She knows the law. She knows she can't do that. She did it anyway.
She knows the law. I thought as of October 1st when I was at the property, he was not there.
And what she said about me moving out prior, no. She took my property and gave it to one of her tenants.
Make sure they sign the lease.
Time to move forward by myself.
Mr. Jonathan, the defendant was a tenant of yours, and she was a tenant of yours through a Section 8 housing, which means that Section 8 housing paid part of the rent, and you paid part of the rent consistent with your income. It is your claim that the defendant left the house in a terrible state and in addition took some furnishings that didn't belong to her. The defendant says that she bought your furniture and that she wants her security deposit back and that whatever things she took from the house, she had purchased, things like faucets and things she replaced. Well, let's deal with that for a moment. I read your answer, Ms. Henderson, and it appeared to me that you did replace some knobs or faucets in the house. That's what you said?
Yes.
Did you put the old ones back when you left?
The old ones were kind of like ruined a little, so I replaced it brand new. I upgraded the furnishings in the sink, and I left the sink there, and I did replace all the blinds with brand new ones.
And you left them there?
Yes, I left them.
Is that correct?
No, Your Honor.
I have the proof right here stating from the guy who did the labor and the repairs, and he just sent the receipt to me.
What I'm asking you is, did you leave it there?
Yes, I left it there.
Did you take pictures of it?
Yes, well, I didn't take pictures of them, but I do have the receipt and the man who did the labor.
Oh, I understand that you may have done it. He says that you didn't leave them.
He says a lot of things that are not true.
Maybe. When you left, did you do a walkthrough of the house?
Did, Your Honor, and that...
Together?
No, she wouldn't make an appointment. I called, I have to check my calendar, and I never heard back.
Okay. You were taking back this property. She was a tenant for how long?
Almost 2 years.
3 years.
And you were taking back the property because you wanted to move back into the country?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we agreed upon the Section 8 doing the checklist, the passing list, and I have the passing list through housing right here.
I'd like to see.
Okay.
When did you move out, Ms. Henderson?
On the 27th of February, and that was the exit report.
Well, this is February of 2015.
Well, I don't have the up-to-date one, but Mr. John Janet has the same copy that I have also, but the exit inspection, he has the same
You
one.
have an exit inspection from
City of
Section
Carlsbad.
8 housing?
I have an inventory checklist. After she left, there was an inventory done of the property.
By whom?
While the housing gal was there, I have a letter from housing that she took some pictures. She couldn't believe it. She just couldn't believe the
Not
destruction
true.
was so extensive.
Just a second.
Not true.
Do
I
you
have the
have
pictures.
something from housing in February? You vacated in February.
Yes.
On or about February 27th or the beginning of March that indicates the condition of the house.
He wouldn't bring that, Your Honor, because that would be defeating his whole purpose if he bought that list with him.
You should have it.
I know. I thought I bought both
Well,
of them. I
that's-
did. But I
Shoulda,
wouldn't be-
woulda, coulda. That
Right,
comes
but
under the category of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I wouldn't continue on Section 8 if I destroyed his home. They wouldn't let me continue on there.
Miss Henderson, I don't know that at all. I just need the document. Okay, do we have the document we were looking for?
I believe we do, Your Honor. There's also a letter from the
I
housing
just want to see
inspector.
the document, please.
Yeah, I'm saying that is part of the documents.
It's not part of the document. The document is that one paper underneath the picture.
And it has the last inspection that was done in there included, Your Honor. Too much.
Second.
A little too much.
This
There's
is
a lot more.
nothing. Okay. This was done in December of 2016.
She put that one off and told housing couldn't do it, come back another time, and was able to stall them.
So everything passed.
Yes, ma'am. And I moved on to my next place.
Now, Mr. Janet, there were no notes on here other than it said unit passed inspection, new kitchen faucet, screen door, and sliding door handle were being installed during the inspection.
Well, if the screen door was installed, Your Honor, it's bent in half laying out on the deck. And the faucet that was installed is laying there, never mounted down. It's a $20 plastic faucet, and the one that was originally there disappeared.
Well, this is from an independent person, the same person who inspected the
Your Honor,
property, and it says the unit does not pass inspection. The smoke detector and carbon monoxide need to be in working condition. Okay, so they make notes if they see something that isn't right. The exit inspection, everything passed, and there were no notes on here.
Your Honor, a housing inspection does not include anything in regard to the furnishings, and they do not care if the carpeting is ripped up and holes pulled in it by an animal. They don't write that down, Your Honor. That's the problem. I would have known a long time ago what was happening.
Maybe. Now, let's talk about your furnishings, because that's part of your lawsuit, that she took furnishings that didn't belong to you. What furnishings did she take that didn't belong to her?
Okay.
Everything that was in the place.
The before?
Bird?
Sure. These are pictures of the furnished apartment that she moved into.
Got it. Now, this.
When I moved in, the beds had bed bugs, so we call waste
I'm not
management.
talking. This is not a bed. This is a table and chair. Where is it?
$1,800. I purchased all the furniture when I moved in. I paid him $1,800.
Just a second. You paid him
Yes.
for all the furniture.
Yes, but
I'd like to see proof that because you took all this furniture. I'd like to see proof that
It was
you
through the
paid
property
him.
management. I paid through the property management. And I also have the pay stubs for my
Just a
checking
second.
account.
Did she ever buy your furniture?
Yes, we did, Your Honor. We
No.
we were going to.
He just said yes.
If you interrupt me again, I'm going to find in his favor. Do you understand
Yes,
me?
ma'am.
Did she buy your furniture?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm used to ma'am from the military. No, Your Honor.
Just a second. You first said yes, and then you said
I thought
no.
you meant, did you buy new furniture?
No, I said, did she buy your furniture?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so is what you're telling me you were renting a furnished apartment to her?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much was the rent on the furnished apartment?
Initially, I think it was like $1,900 for the rent.
Do you know what this is?
I have a copy of the rent portion.
This is a fraud made up by somebody, Your Honor. It's a fraud. Total. It's a joke. She's done that before when she said I bought something.
Just a second. Nobody sold you all this furniture for $1,800.
No, Your Honor.
Don't believe it.
Your Honor, it's the truth because when I moved in, the beds got removed by waste management.
I don't care if you removed the beds. Listen, I'm looking at these pictures.
And it didn't look like that when I moved in, Your Honor. I promise you it didn't. The beds, it didn't look like that. The beds or the couches didn't look nothing like that. And I had a 1- and 2-year-old, and I told them that the glass tables couldn't be there because of my kids. So he removed those when I first got in. So the only thing was left there was 4 chairs, like 4 little white chairs, rocking chairs, and that's it. And the beds were removed.
You know, I'm not believing you. I'm not believing you because, don't tell me it's true. I'm not believing you because if first you tell me that you paid $1,850. Hey. First you tell me you paid $1,850 for all the furniture in the apartment, and then you tell me that there were only 4 little chairs there.
It was because the beds were removed because they had bed bugs.
So you didn't want the beds.
Exactly.
Just a minute. So you didn't want the beds. So you want me to believe that you paid on Section 8 housing $1,850.
I did. I did.
They had let me finish the question. I'm going to finish the question.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that you paid $1,850 for 4 little white chairs.
It wasn't just 4 little chairs. Yeah, there was appliances there too, like a toaster and a microwave and things like that.
No, not things like that. What about table and chairs?
No, they were removed. They were removed because we're glass, and I had a 1- and 2-year-old. It was dangerous.
Just a second. So is what you're telling me you paid for it and then had it removed?
No, I didn't pay for that. He had it removed by by the property management.
So I want you to tell me what it was that you paid for.
I will.
$1,850. 4 little chairs.
Kitchen was all furnished with all appliances. It had like every spoons and Tupperware and bowls and cups and stuff. And I had nothing when I moved in there. So, and it had 4 chairs and it had some comforters and some sheets and things that I do believe that came up to about $1,800. I had my income tax and I did pay him that much for that. Around the time that I moved in, I did just get my income tax money and I paid him for that. I don't believe you. It's the truth.
So we have carpets.
I have other pictures that are better.
You have stickers on the doors.
Those are a lot clearer.
What is this a picture of?
I don't know, Your Honor. There were so many things that were jerked around and reworked that I didn't even know the place when we finally walked in. I just stood there.
I've never met Mr.
Couldn't
Johnson
believe
until
it.
today. I've never seen him. He never been on a property where I was there, and he didn't know what was in there when I moved in. This is the first time I've ever saw him.
That's a lie,
Ever
Your
met
Honor.
him. I went through a management company, so maybe he don't know what was in there left or not, but it wasn't him that I went through. I never dealt with him.
I would like to speak to the inspector who did the inspection of this property. And we're going to recall this case while I try to have one of my clerks back there get me a number for this inspector. And if you have the number, that would make...
So mine's and theirs is totally probably different, but I don't know what happened. But I know when they came in to see me that it worked.
Those pictures are when you moved out. I walked in there and fell over.
I just want to speak to the inspector who did the inspection. Where's the number? I don't see the number.
I have a number for you right here. 760.
Miss Henderson, Mr. Janet, the people who did the inspection from the government decided it would not be a good idea to speak to anyone about anything at any time, anywhere at all. They don't think it's a good idea to get involved. As a result of that, let me tell you what I did. I looked at the before pictures of the kitchen, the way it was when you moved in. And then I looked at the pictures of the kitchen when you moved out. Compare the kitchen and compare the inside of the stove.
I have professional cleaners coming
Just
to
a
clean.
second. Just a second. Compare the outside of the stove. This didn't happen in a couple of weeks. That happened in the years you were living there, which means this place may have passed inspection because the smoke alarms worked and the carbon monoxide worked. Maybe whoever inspected said, this is just dirt and it doesn't make it uninhabitable, it just makes it disgusting. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
No, I don't. Because they wouldn't have passed me with a stove like that. I mean, that's on a checklist. It says
Well,
it
that's
there.
the stove. I compared it to the stove that was
I don't
in
know
this
where he
picture.
got these pictures from, but the pictures you're showing from before, that's my pictures. So I don't know where he's getting these after pictures from. That's not true.
Absolutely. I compared the two.
Right, and the one you got before pictures, that's how I left it.
This is how you
minus
left
the, yeah, minus the
This
counters.
is how you left it.
That's how I left it. And minus the counters being chopped up, I did do that. I did chop up the counters, but other than all the other stuff he's showing, I don't know where he got those pictures from. Great. So I don't believe that to
Well,
be
let
true.
me ask. I don't care what you believe.
I believe that I did destroy.
Why did you chop up the kitchen counter?
I didn't know any better, and I do take responsibility of that. I do. And the carpet may be dirty, and he needs to replace and clean it. That's it. But other than that, those pictures came from when I left.
Very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaims dismissed. We're done.
Nobody should have to endure the kind of trashing that place took.
They wouldn't have cleared me and let me move on to the next place.
The destruction was immense.
He really wants as a monster. He's a very slumlord. So I'm okay with the verdict.
I'm out of it. I'm out of it. We've got each other. That's all I want.
Miss Smith, how old are you?
19 years old.
And how old are you, Mr. Ramon?
21.
How long had you and Miss Smith been dating?
Since about February of last year.
It appears, Miss Smith, from what you say, that you were staying over at the defendant's house, and that was January of this year. Had you done that often?
Staying at his house? Yes, ma'am.
With your mother's permission?
Yes.
What time had you arrived at his house on the 28th?
I'd say probably around 2 or 3 in the morning.
You got there at 2 or 3 in the morning?
Yes, I was out of town with some friends that night, and when I got back in town, I went over to his house and saw him.
Where had you been?
Winona.
What were you doing there?
Seeing friends, hanging out.
Why didn't you go home?
I just didn't want to. And he invited me over, and I said okay.
Well, you live at home with your mother. I'm just trying to put this all together. And you were out with some friends, getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Could I ask you a question? 19 years old, lives under your roof, so you control the air, you control the, what goes on in your house. Had your daughter told you she was going to be away for a couple of days?
It's not unusual for her to go to Winona. I have a 24-year-old that lives in Winona. So when she goes out there, sometimes she will stay the whole weekend.
Okay, so when did she leave?
I would imagine she left that
I left that Friday.
Okay. Did she tell you she was going to Winona for the weekend?
I
Is
was
my
aware.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
How did she get there?
Driving.
Whose car?
Mine.
So you loaned her your car to go there.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna figure it all out. Okay. So your daughter lied to you and told you she was going to Winona for the weekend. She went there for the evening, and then she went to her boyfriend's house at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday.
Well, can I say something quick?
Just to say, no, I'm not talking to you. Just so that we get this clear. Because, you know, I've had teenagers too. She didn't tell you she was going to Winona for the early evening and then she was going to spend the rest of the weekend with Mr. Raynone.
Absolutely not.
Thank you. Now, so you got to Mr. Raynone's house at about 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
We started fighting when
What were you fighting about, Miss Smith?
Well, he didn't really agree with me going to town anyway. You know, anytime I hang out with my friends, it's a problem. And so we were fighting.
Well, but he had invited you over, or you would plan to go over, or you woke him up?
No, he invited me over. He was awake the whole entire.
So far, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, and you started to argue because had you been drinking?
No, I was driving.
So that you were just arguing about hanging out with these people. Did you have a brother or a sister in Winona?
A brother.
So you were supposed to be staying with him?
Well, I tried contacting him after I finished.
You told your mother you were staying with him?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would be on the 27th of January, right?
Yes.
Did you see your brother at all on the 27th of January?
No,
No, so the answer is no. You didn't see him at all?
No.
So who were you seeing?
I was with 4 of my friends.
Where did you go?
We went to another friend of mine. So I used to live there, and I moved from there to where I live now. And so we were just hanging out with my friends, and after I hung out with them, I texted my brother and let him know that I was in town and that I wanted to see him, and he didn't contact me back.
What time was that?
Around 10 or 11.
Does he work?
Yes. I mean, he's awake. I know him, and I called his phone, but he didn't answer.
So he was awake? You called his phone, he didn't answer, you texted him and he didn't answer. Okay, now, so then you're over to the boyfriend's house. So the plan wasn't that you were supposed to go to the boyfriend's house. The plan was you were supposed to go, and according to you, I'm just figuring out who my customers are. I don't think you're a bad young lady. I just think that you're a fibber. So I have to figure out what you were fibbing about and what you're not fibbing about. So you weren't supposed to. The plan wasn't that you were coming back to see your boyfriend. The plan was, according to you, that you were going to, after you finished hanging out with your friends, text your brother and get in touch with him and go and sleep there.
Correct.
But he didn't answer the phone.
Correct.
Right. You have your phone with you?
Correct.
I'd like to see the text to your brother.
I have my new phone. The phone that I texted him off was the one that Joshua broke.
Okay. So then you get to Joshua's house, and you were a late guest, so you didn't get to contact him until after 10, 11 o'clock at night because you didn't know that you couldn't stay at your brother's house, according to you, which I don't believe, until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And you go to his house and you start to argue because he didn't like you hanging around in the college town. Okay, now what?
He ended up falling asleep. I don't know what he was doing prior to me getting there.
Okay, you don't know. So he ended up going to sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
I fell asleep on his floor that night, and we woke up and we continued.
Okay. What time did you fall asleep?
I wouldn't know. Maybe around 4 in the morning.
4. And what time did you wake up in the morning?
Maybe 10 or 11.
And?
And then we continued to argue about whatever we were talking about the night before. And I wanted to leave, and I told him to take me home. And I didn't drive.
Just a second. Why did you tell him to take you home?
I didn't drive to his house.
What? What?
I did not drive to his house.
How did you get to his house?
He came and picked me up from my house. I got home from Winona.
And you got home from Winona at what time?
In the early morning. I really...
Well, that's what we're here for. You got home from Winona at what time?
Maybe 2 o'clock in the morning.
And you put your mother's car in the driveway, in the garage?
Yes, ma'am.
and called the defendant to come and get you?
Well, we were already in contact about where I was and when I was coming home, so he knew that I was...
Don't tell me what he knew.
Okay.
The plan then was he was going to... Did you go into your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see your mother?
No, ma'am, she was sleeping.
So as far as your mother knows, you're going to be away for the weekend at your brother's house in Winona. She gets up in the morning and she finds your car, the car that she had loaned to you the night before, but she finds no you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you leave her a note?
No. But my friend Maria was staying at my house with me. And so I just dropped her off and then I kept going.
Oh, it gets more complicated. So you had a friend with you that you left to deliver the message to your mother that you were going to your boyfriend's house.
Well, she was currently living with me as a roommate.
I don't care. You don't leave your mother a note.
No.
Call the boyfriend. Boyfriend came to see you. Why didn't you just drive to his house?
Because I'm not supposed to be in contact with him. My mom does not
Just
like
a
us.
second. Is there any reason for that?
No, ma'am. My mother just doesn't like me communicating with Josh. And so
Well, there must be a reason. She must not like him for a reason.
Yes.
What's the reason?
Just prior relationship problems that we've had, issues that we've had in our relationship.
Well, what were you going to tell your mother when you came home?
I'm not sure.
Now, you're up at 11 o'clock in the morning and you're at Josh's house. You continued to fight. You told him to take you home and he wouldn't let you leave the house.
Correct.
He blocked the door.
Correct.
But you finally got out of the house.
Yes.
And tell me about what happened when you finally got out of the house.
He took my shoes from me, one of my boots. And
He
so
took one boot?
Yes, I got out of the apartment building and we keep our shoes in the hallway. And so I started to put my shoes on and he's like, no, you're not going anywhere. And I had one shoe on and he took the other one from me. And so I'm like, okay, fine, you can have them both. I'm just going to walk home then if you're not going to drive me. And so I gave him my other boot and I started to walk home in the snow after that with just my socks on. So I walked down the driveway and maybe about 4 or 5 houses down the sidewalk. And that's when he drove up beside me with my boots in his car.
Why didn't you call somebody?
I don't know. I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't know? You're 19 years old. You have your phone with you.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up the phone and you call your mother and you say, please come and get me. Or you call a cab or you call an Uber or you go to a neighbor and say, I need to get home or something.
Correct. I just wanted to get out of there at that point.
Okay. So now you got out and he comes up in his car and
he tells me, I'm really sorry about everything that I did. And I said, just please get in the car, put your shoes on, I'll take you home. I got in the car, I put my shoes on, and instead of driving me home like he said he was going to do, he turned the car around and started taking me back to his apartment building. And we got into about the driveway of his apartment building, and I proceeded to jump out of the car to get away from him. And I started walking back home down the sidewalk as I was doing.
And now you had your boots on?
Yes, I had my boots on at this time.
So you start to walk home and?
And I realized that I didn't have my phone on me because I wanted to call my mom for a ride. And so I walked back to his apartment building and he left his car door unlocked. And so I was looking in the car for my phone under the passenger seat and I didn't see it. And so at that time, Josh came out of his apartment building and started yelling at me and telling me, get out of my car, what are you doing? Your phone's not in there, and, being belligerent. And I let him know I'm not trying to have any problems. I just want to get my phone and get out of here and go home. I just, I don't want to be here. And he didn't come out of the front door of the apartment building. He came from around the back. And so I chased him and he had my phone in his hand.
And?
And it was broken. And I have pictures of it if you'd like to.
Okay. Listen to me really carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I have much more important things to do, I hope, today. Where did she leave her phone?
In the driveway when she had hopped out of the vehicle.
And you picked it up?
No, I did not have it in my hand at all.
So you left it in the driveway?
When she had jumped out of the vehicle, that's when it had came out with her, and I know nothing further than that. I went inside to go in to look for my phone.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Did you, after you went and darted off after your girlfriend, after you let her come to your house at 2 o'clock in the morning, after you fought with her over the fact that she was hanging out with friends that you didn't like, all of which I believe, by the way, there is no way that you left the phone in the driveway and went inside to the house. Is that what you want me to believe?
I didn't know that she even lost it.
You just said it fell out?
Until she had came back, asking for her phone, crying. I didn't know that she had a phone missing. When she had...
Oh, I thought you said it fell out when she got out of the car.
No, that's what I'm saying. It must have, because she had found it broken. I did not have it in my hand when she had seen me with it. That's a lie. She had found it on the ground broken, and on the ground is where she had jumped out of the vehicle originally, which the phone must have came out with her when she had jumped out of the car.
Now you have a police report.
Yes.
I'd like to read it. Were you there? Do you know about this?
I picked her up. She finally got to a neighbor's house.
Just a second.
That police report isn't much. It just says.
Don't tell me what it says.
Okay.
The police arrived. They had discussion with both of you. Is that right?
Yep.
What was it that you claimed that she broke or stole of yours?
She had stolen my cell phone, and the police did not make a report because she's the one who called the cops on me.
During the time that she was at your house,
Correct.
Did you go through her phone log?
No.
Did she go through your phone log?
Yes.
Tell me when that happened.
When I was asleep.
When you were asleep?
I woke up and my phone wasn't where I had left it, and she was starting fighting with me because she was on it.
What did she say to you?
Nothing. We were just arguing.
About what?
About the night before and everything.
Oh, okay. So you told the police she took your phone because it wasn't where you had left it the night before.
No, I had it in the morning. I had the phone in the morning.
Listen to me carefully.
Yes.
Where did you find it the next morning?
It was next to me, but it wasn't like where I had placed it before I had fell asleep, which means that somebody was on it.
Problem. You have to pay for her phone. You have a bill for the phone?
I don't have a bill for my phone, but I have messages regarding when I bought my new phone and how much that cost.
I don't care what your new phone cost. I want to know when you bought this phone, what kind of phone it was.
This is how much it'll be for a replacement.
I don't want to see what a replacement is.
The one that he broke costed $350.
What kind of phone was it?
It was an iPhone 6S.
When did you purchase it?
I only had it for maybe about 3 or 4 months before it got damaged.
So it's a 6S, and you believe you paid somewhere around $350 for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anything else you want to tell me?
I have hospital records of me being seen after having to jump out of his car.
I'll take a look at them.
Can I say something?
What?
Can I give you a little history?
No, I don't want to hear any history. I've heard enough history. He's going to pay for her phone.
Okay.
And I also have something else.
Oh, I don't care. When you act stupid, stupid things happen.
Miss Judy, he doesn't...
This doesn't tell what they found with you.
I was trying to let you know.
What?
That is just the papers that I got when I left the emergency room saying...
Did they give you any medication?
No, he didn't.
Did they give you a splint, a Band-Aid, and anything?
He gave me ice packs.
He gave you an ice pack?
Yes, and then I was excused for work from...
Oh, very good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $350. We're done. Miss Morton, this young man is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And he was living with you at the time of this automobile accident.
Yes, he was.
When had he begun to live with you?
April of that previous year.
And on what date was the accident, Mr.
January
Whitmore?
7th.
January 7th.
Where were you going?
Not 5 minutes away to the store.
What time of day?
I believe it was somewhere in the early morning hours, probably somewhere around 11 o'clock.
What kind of car did your son have an accident with?
2014 Nissan Versa.
And when had you purchased it?
I purchased it in December of the year before.
Did you pay cash or did you have it on time?
No, ma'am, I paid cash.
With what company was it insured?
American Family.
I'd like to see proof of insurance on the date of the accident.
She didn't have insurance on the car. I got a ticket for no insurance.
This doesn't tell me. I never saw a certificate of insurance that says that it's effective January 11th, 2016 to termination.
Oh, and here's the other one till January 11th, 2017.
I need a statement from the insurance company that your car was insured on January 7th of 2017.
I don't know.
We're going to wait until we get it. Do you understand? If I'm going to wait for nothing, let me know now. If the car wasn't insured on that date, let me know now.
No, ma'am, the car was insured.
Then we'll come back when we have a statement that the car was insured by the company. You got a ticket for lack of insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it. Failure to maintain a lane, which is...
Pretty much causing an accident.
You caused an accident.
That's what they're saying, yes.
And you had no driver's license. So
Correct.
you shouldn't have been driving a car.
That's what they say, allegedly.
What do you mean that's what they say?
That's what they said.
That's what they say.
I had a license, but I just didn't have a physical copy of the license on me.
Your Honor, he went to jail under alias.
Just a second. I don't know that. If you have proof of that, that's fine. I'll look at it. It says no license on person.
Correct.
Did you produce a license?
No.
Okay, so you didn't have a license. Okay, then you shouldn't have been driving a car.
Okay.
This said expired registration.
I have my registration right here from the state of Missouri.
Well, he was given a ticket for expired registration and removing tags with intent. Now, if you remove tags, that means you shift license plates from one car to another.
I have my tag number that matches on my registration that matches the vehicle.
Listen, I don't know why he got tickets for this. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand what I'm saying to you? He could not produce a valid registration for your car.
Correct.
He could not produce proof of insurance when they checked because he asked for license and registration. And the tags didn't match. Whatever vehicle, when they checked the tags, it didn't match the vehicle that he was driving.
But my registration with the tag number matches with the VIN number and the vehicle.
Madam.
Because we were in the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia, when they ran my license, it didn't come up in Georgia's system. Missouri tags, the car that's registered in Missouri would not come up in a Georgia system.
Just a second. Why was the car registered in Missouri?
Because that's where I lived at the time. I was moving from Missouri to Georgia. I just moved to Georgia.
He was living with you starting in April. Where were you living with her in April? In Missouri or Georgia?
Georgia.
In Georgia. This accident happened in January.
Correct. I just moved to Georgia in December.
He's been living with you since April.
December 2016.
No.
15.
Listen, we're not going to play with each other.
No.
Your son was living with you in April in Georgia. This accident happened in January of the following year.
This year.
April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. 10 months later.
Yes.
Why isn't your car registered and insured in the state of Georgia?
I didn't get it registered in the state of Georgia, and I wasn't going to get it registered in Georgia until my tags expired.
We're going to come back, and you're going to present to me the tags, proof that your car was insured on January 7th of 2017, a letter from your company, because I assume this is the same company that insures you now.
American Family.
Fine. All we need is a statement from them that this car, which was a 2014 Nissan, was insured by them. Because if he was in a collision and it was insured by them, you have a 2014 car, then you had insurance.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, I do.
Did
the insurance fix the car?
He was not on my insurance, no ma'am. He was an uninsured driver. I didn't put him on my insurance because I had no intentions of him driving my car.
We're going to be back. Go get me what I asked you for. So, Ms. Morton, I'm advised by my clerk that you, in fact, did not have insurance at the time of this accident on the 7th of January of 2017. Is that correct?
That is correct, ma'am. I was just informed that the policy...
Ms. Morton, I don't believe you. I knew you didn't have insurance. I'm like Karnak. I knew you didn't have insurance because if you had insurance, if you even thought you had insurance, when you had the accident, you would have called your insurance company and would have said to your insurance company, my son just had an accident. Am I covered for any of it? Because that's what people do. And if you called your insurance company, they would have said, I'm sorry, your insurance lapsed, and you would have known that in January, not months later. So let's get over it. You didn't have insurance on the car. I don't even have to get to the point where, were the plates the right plates from Missouri? Was it registered? I don't even have to get there. I know that you had no insurance, and I know that your son didn't take the car without your permission.
He did take the car.
Let me explain myself clearly to you. You lie to me once, you get no further chances. The only thing is, you're culpable for letting him drive a car that was uninsured. And there's no question in my mind that he had the car, he had driven the car before, he drove the car, it was in the afternoon. There was no question that you knew he took the car, he was probably going for food for you or for his son who lives with you. Who knows? I don't care. You lied to me once, you don't get another chance. Your problem, Mr. Whitmore, is you were at fault in the accident.
Well, I wasn't at fault.
Wait, just a second. Where's the piece of paper you just gave me?
Right here.
Where's the piece of paper? And you want me to play back the tape? You know, we do tape these things.
Yeah, I don't need you to play it back.
Just a second, Will.
Don't
raise the octave on your voice with me, sir. Failing to maintain a lane. Accident. Guilty. That's what you pled. Guilty.
Sure did. I did plead guilty.
Listen to me. Don't be a wise guy with me.
I'm not. I'm just stating the fact.
That means that you caused the accident.
Wasn't my fault.
Your Honor.
Who wants to sit in jail for 7 days over a ticket that you want to get out of jail? Yeah, plead guilty. Whatever you want. Bye. I'm gone.
Before he
You,
was
just
even
a second. Don't speak. I'm telling you, I don't listen to people who swear to tell the truth and then lie. Do you understand?
I didn't lie, but okay.
Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. What do you think? I'm just a good guesser? I've been doing this for 35 years. The car was damaged.
Correct.
In your possession.
Correct.
After you pled guilty to changing lanes, and was the car totaled?
No.
Where are you living now? Be careful what you say to me.
Pillow the post, couch surfing.
What?
Couch surfing.
Couch surfing.
Yeah.
And your mother has custody of a child of yours. Yes, no?
No. Physical custody, yes.
Just a second. What kind of stupid answer is that?
It's an answer because she has physical custody of him. Legal in court wise, no, that's my son. I have custody of him.
Not if you're couch hopping.
Well, of course, it's beneficial for him to stay with somewhere like that.
You probably deserve each other. How long has your mother had custody of your son?
Physical custody or custody?
Sir, you don't have legal custody of your son.
How come I don't?
How come? Because you don't have the piece of paper that says so.
Neither does she.
She doesn't have to. She has physical custody.
Exactly.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, so you don't have
Correct.
custody either. Just to answer my question, how
Okay.
long has your mother had custody of the... There's only one star here, and that's me.
Okay. I hear
How
you.
long has your mother had custody of your son?
Since he was 2.
And how old is he now?
10.
Now, since you're couch hopping or sleeping or whatever you're doing, that suggests to me that you don't pay rent anywhere in a stable place. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you own a vehicle?
No.
Do you have a job?
Correct, yes.
What kind of job do you have?
Chef, sous chef.
Where?
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Name of the
Morton's.
So you're a sous chef at Morton's in Atlanta. On which street? Because there are several.
Downtown. I think it's Peach Street.
How long have you been the sous chef at Morton's downtown?
About 6 months.
Well, Morton's is a large company, so they pay by check.
Correct.
How is his son supported?
I support him.
No. Do you get any assistance for him?
I get grandparent benefits.
You get grandparent benefits because you have him through a foster grandparent program?
I have him through the state of Missouri, yes.
Right. So the state sends money for him. Is that correct?
They send me, no, not cash. I don't get cash. I get food stamps.
For him?
Yes, ma'am. Plus I work.
That's fine. But you don't get any money from him.
No, ma'am.
Right. Well, now we're going to get you some money from the state of where are you living now?
Georgia.
Georgia. Now, he is a sous chef in Atlanta at Morton's. Pay attention, who's ever listening. All they have to do is garnish his check, and then you'll get some money from him. You have a repair bill for the car?
Yes, ma'am.
You know you're partially responsible for that. You understand that you let him drive an uninsured vehicle. You let him drive an uninsured vehicle, and he is responsible, but so are you. I'm not going to hear anymore. I'm just going to take a look at the car and take a look at the bill. How much is your check every 2 weeks from Morton's, Mr. Whitmore? It's not an answer.
About $650, $700.
And you have no rent, so that's fine. Where is the bill to repair it?
You have it. That's it right there. That's
$312?
No, it's at the bottom, $3,012.
Was it fixed?
No, ma'am. It's in the shop. I dropped it off at the shop.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Looks like $3,000 worth of damage. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. We're done. Thank you.
He asked for permission to use the car, and I told him no.
I'm really just happy it's all over with.
He took the car while I was asleep.
It caused a big rift between me and my mom, so
I usually sleep with him under the pillow, but I didn't.
I'm just happy it's all said and done.
He has many of them. I don't know which one this one was.
I use an alias, yeah.
So when we looked him up, and I said, well, there he is right there. She was like, oh, no, that's not him. That's such and such.
Who wants to go to jail?
No, ma'am, that's my son.
Just pretty much do the right thing.
You can't keep skating by. You have to assume responsibility for what you did.
You were in an automobile accident that you claim was the defendant's fault.
Right.
I don't think that the defendant would deny that if there was an accident, it was her fault. She says there was no accident.
That's interesting.
Okay, that's what she says. She says there was no accident. So why don't you tell me the date of this accident?
June 27th, 2017.
What time?
2:15 in the afternoon.
Could you go over to the board and show me which one was your car?
I am the orange car with the P on a plaintiff.
Okay, so you were going straight down the road. The defendant had a stop sign.
Correct. I had the right-of-way on this Main Street Grand Via Altamira.
So she went through the stop sign.
Correct. Right in front of me, across in front of me.
She crossed in front of you?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then she shot through, so she didn't hit me. She headed towards this curb here, and then to avoid hitting the curb, she swerved out and struck my right front fender and her left front wheel.
Okay. Do you have a photograph of the damage?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to see.
Since the car is brand new, I had a very difficult time taking pictures because it's shiny and I got a lot of reflection.
What kind of car was it?
2017 Porsche Boxster. Okay. Do you want her damage also?
First, let me see yours.
Okay.
Did you both get out of your car?
Yes, we did.
Show me where you were when you both got out of the car.
Right in the same area here.
So she stopped?
Yes, she did. And then as she did so, she said, I have a microfiber cloth in my car.
Well, first she stopped.
Okay.
Didn't say anything. She stopped, she got out of the car.
She apologized profusely.
What did she say?
She said, I'm so sorry, I tried not to hit you and I swerved, but I didn't make it.
Her son was traveling with her in the car. Where was he? In the passenger seat in the front or in the back?
I believe so, in the front seat.
You believe so?
Yes.
Were you in the front seat?
Yes.
Did you exchange information?
We exchanged phone numbers.
Not insurance information?
Not at that time. We exchanged phone numbers. She texted her phone number to me there on the scene. And for some unknown reason, one of the phone numbers she gave me for her home was a Minnesota phone number, and I don't know why.
Did she give you a working phone number?
Yes, the cell number. She texted it to me as I stood there, and I have the text with me.
I'd like to see it.
And the whole time that she had stopped, her son kept saying, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm so sorry, Mom, about 3 times. She never gave me her license or any type of address. I had to go seek that out for myself.
Well, you asked her for your insurance registration card.
And she never gave it to me.
Why not?
I gave my insurance card.
No, your number.
I have the complete text exchange between us.
May I see it?
No license.
Did you tell your insurance company that you didn't hit her car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Because we came close, but I did not.
That's baloney.
That's
baloney. It's baloney. Because you wouldn't have gotten out of your car if you didn't hit her.
We stopped.
You wouldn't have gotten out of your car if you didn't hit her. So my question to you, I'm going to repeat it again. Why did you tell your insurance company that you didn't hit her?
I told my insurance company that I did not feel an impact. We were very close, and I rolled down my window, and she was right there.
That's not true. How could you lie? Is that what you want to teach him? How to lie? Is that what you want to teach your son, how to lie?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that's what you're doing. Because your son was in the car, he knows that you hit her. So if what you want to do is teach him how to grow up to be a liar, you're doing a good job.
That is not what I want to do.
Well, then you want to tell me why you told your insurance company that there was no accident.
Because, do you want me to go?
No, I want you to tell me. You and I both know that there was an accident. We both know it because everything she told me was true. That you got out of the car, that you said, I'm so sorry, I tried to avoid you.
I did not say that.
Tell me what you said. Just a second. Just remember who you're telling the story to and who was there and heard you. Just remember.
Okay.
Great.
I made the turn.
You went through a stop sign. She had the right of way.
Yes, she did. And it was very clear. I could see around the corner there was no car coming.
Well, there was a car coming.
Well, it was not.
There was a car coming because her car was coming.
Okay.
So you didn't see it. Maybe you were distracted. Maybe you were having an argument with your son. Maybe you were having a heated discussion with your son. Whatever it was, you blew a stop sign. You blew the stop sign.
I did not blow the stop sign.
Well, you did because you hit her. She had the right of way. If you came in close contact with her, or if you swerved to avoid her, then you still blew a stop sign.
I did not blow the stop sign. I come out of this neighborhood every day because I live there. And I have to be very careful because sometimes people blow.
We're talking about June 27th, 2017. make sure you're careful, because otherwise you brought him here. I'll ask him questions. Do you understand? No, I didn't ask you to do anything yet.
I made the turn and I was going and I saw a car speeding from my left side.
Yeah, just a minute. Just to make sure you realize who you're telling me this story in front of.
And I stopped and I didn't feel anything or hear anything. And so I was relieved. I rolled down my window and she said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I got out of my car and she backed up and she goes, "Look at the scratch on my car." And then she looks at my car and she said, "And there's no damage to your car." She said, "My husband is going to kill me."
What kind of car were you driving?
A Tesla Model X.
Yes, go ahead.
And so I said, "Well, I have a microfiber cloth in my car. Do you want me to try to wipe your scratch?" And she said, "Sure." So I did that.
Just a minute. Are you trying to tell me that a lady, for no reason, would say, "Let me go in my car," when there was no contact between your car and hers, and get a cloth and try to polish out a scratch? You telling me that you want me to believe that? That you did that?
Well, I was...
No way in the world. I didn't make that spot on the floor, but let me get down and let me wash the floor. Let me try to get the spot out of the floor, even though I had nothing to do with it. You trying to tell me that a lady like you try to buff out a scratch on her car that she didn't cause? Do you understand where I'm going?
I understand where you're going.
Great.
So we got out, we both took pictures, and she wanted to file a claim, so I gave her my information and the insurance.
Why in the world would you give her your information, madam, if there had been no contact with the car?
Because I didn't want to have an argument with her. I figured the insurance company could deal with it.
If you told the insurance company that there was no accident, the insurance company said, "Our insurance said there was no contact between..."
Well, no, they investigated it. And I have the pictures from the insurance company of both cars.
Would you like to see a picture of her wheel?
I would love to see the full report of your insurance company. I want to see if you said to them there was no contact with the car.
I have the pictures.
I want to see if you told the insurance company that there was no contact with her car. I want to see if you told the insurance company that there was no contact with her car.
I don't have a report from the insurance
Then
company.
I'm not interested. Can I see a bill to fix your car, please?
I do have a letter from the insurance
company. I don't
company.
read letters from insurance companies.
I have two estimates.
You have the final bill there, Kim.
Just a second. Just give me the two estimates, please. Not a good example, Miss Ramsdale.
And here's a picture of her wheel and the fact that the wheel is tainted.
Would you just do me a favor and give me an estimate? That's what I asked for. I didn't ask for all those documents. I asked you for the estimates.
I'm sorry.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $13.15. We're done. Mr. George, I'm going to speak to you. This is your stepdaughter.
Yes.
And this is your daughter?
Yes.
Your complaint alleges that there was an argument in your house.
Yes.
And that your stepdaughter and your daughter caused some damage to both the house and later to a car.
Yes.
Miss Carroll says that this argument was precipitated by something that you did, that she really didn't cause any damage, is all as a result of your bad behavior. So, Miss Carroll, I'm going to start with you. Let me try to understand what this argument was about. On the 13th of May of this year, according to what I read in your mother and stepfather's petition, you came to your mother's home because some friends of yours had a baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
And these people didn't have the wherewithal to take care of this baby.
Yes, the proper things.
So you came to the house to see if you could give the baby to your mother.
No, Your Honor, I didn't come to the house to see if I can give the baby to my mother. I asked her if it was possible to watch the baby because she did offer, so we came back.
That's not what I'm reading. So you wanted your mother to take care of the baby until you came back from where?
Just for the mother to have a break, just back to my house, just for the break.
For how long?
For a couple hours, that's what was discussed.
That's not what I'm getting from here. What I'm getting from here is that the fight was about you wanted your mother to take care of the baby for an extended period of time, and your mother said to you, well, I don't mind doing that, but we'd have to do it legally through the court. Well, legally through the court is not for a couple of hours babysitting. Legally through the court means you wanted to leave the baby with them.
Correct.
Well, then which one is it? Don't listen. If you tell the truth, you don't have to have a long memory. If you're going to make up stories, you're going to look very foolish and it's going to be very unpleasant. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. Now, on the 13th of May of this year, you came and you asked your mother to do what?
To watch the child.
For how long?
For a long period of time.
Did you tell her why?
Because the parent didn't have anything for the baby at all, and I don't have anything at my house because I don't have any kids. And my mom has a 2-year-old, which is my youngest sister, so she has supplies and things for the baby that we do not have, I do not have.
Well, did these people live with you, the mother of this baby, the father of this baby? How do you know them?
I met her through another friend, and we're close friends.
I mean, is there something wrong with her?
She came asking for help to me because everyone turned her down for a specific reason, which I did not know that.
They turned her down for what reason?
I do not know the reason they turned her down, but that's my friend.
When you asked your mother if she would take this baby for an extended period of time, what did your mother say to you?
My mother says she will take the baby with proper documentation.
So she wanted to go through court.
Exactly.
And what did you say to her?
I said, okay, Ma, then we can do that, no problem. But the mother didn't have the stuff for the baby because she had a incident where she lost her apartment, she was homeless, and she did not have proper documentation because all the baby stuff and her stuff had gotten lost in the moving situation. That's what I was trying to explain to my mother.
What stuff? You mean like a birth certificate?
Birth certificate, social security card, and she did not have the money to replace anything else. She was messed up.
Listen, if this is your good friend, why didn't you say, come and stay with me?
I'm not in that situation right now, Your Honor.
What do you mean you're not in that situation? You have no kids. You said to me, I have no kids. This is a good friend of mine.
Exactly.
And she was homeless. Why didn't you say, come move in with me?
Okay, so back in New York, I have a program apartment to the point where somebody else is paying my rent. So I'm not allowed to have people live with me while I'm in that program apartment. So therefore, my mom pays her own rent out of pocket. I don't pay out of pocket. I get help. So therefore...
You have children?
No children. I'm single.
Do you work?
No, I do not work. I receive disability.
In any event, at some point, the argument with your mother precipitated your stepfather, according to you, coming in to find out what this was all about.
Exactly.
Because mother said, I'm not doing this unless it's through the courts, so I have proper documentation. Your stepfather, according to you, came in and said, what are you trying to do? You want us to take this baby so that you and your friends could go out partying and having a good time? And then you and your stepfather got into a fight.
Yes, because he then came out the room and said to me, why are you trying to take advantage of your mother? And I said to him, I am not trying to take advantage of her. This conversation is between me and my mother.
No, it isn't.
Mind your business.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Because it's not
Is that your mother's husband?
Yes, that's her husband. That's
Then
not my
listen to
legal
me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't want you to sound stupid, because what you just said to me is stupid. If you're having a conversation with your mother who lives with her husband, and you're asking your mother to take an infant into the house to take care of that infant, it has to do with her husband who lives there. He's not delivering a pizza. He lives there.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So what do you mean it has nothing to do with him? So you told him to butt out, it had nothing to do with you, it only has to do with my mother?
Yes.
You mean you think that when a baby cries in the middle of the night, only one set of ears hears that baby crying in the middle of the night? Or two sets of ears?
Two sets of ears.
Yeah, two sets of ears. Where you're not, because you're living in prepaid housing for single people without a baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So he said, why are you trying to take advantage of your mother? And then what happened?
Then I started speaking back to him, telling him basically...
Not basically. You told him it was none of his business. It was between you and your mother.
Yes, I did tell him that, Your Honor.
Right. And then?
We started going to a verbal argument, like I told you.
Okay, so you were shouting at each
other,
and
saying
then,
disrespectful
and
things
then,
to each other.
And then
Larry then came over, past my mom, because I guess I said something to him that hit the heart. He came over after me. The TV is sitting on the table. It's a flat screen, very fragile. It's sitting on the table. Larry pushes me into the TV. My elbow then hits the TV.
What?
My mom grabs him.
Just okay. Now let's stop right there. So that's how the TV got broken, according to you. How'd the TV get broken?
The TV got broken because Miss Valencia was very angry.
Don't tell me she was very angry.
Okay,
Just
the
tell
TV
me
got
what.
broke because she hit the TV.
How?
Like this. She punched it.
With her what?
With her fist. Like she shoved it like that.
Where was your husband?
Well, the way my apartment is, I was trying to get Valencia to leave because I asked my husband for permission about the child. And he said no, absolutely not, so that they could run the street. So as I was trying to get Valencia, my daughter, out because the verbal got really crazy, I was bringing her past and she said, Mike Larry, and she pushed the TV.
Okay, good. You have a bill for the TV?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
I also have photos of my TV as well.
No, just give me a bill for the TV. I want to see when you bought it and what you paid for it.
Okay, I purchased it out of Walmart. I did not know that I needed the actual receipt. I don't have the actual receipt. I had bought it years ago.
How many years ago?
Maybe about a year and a half ago.
Now I'll see a picture of it. So after the TV got broken,
yes,
what happened next?
Me and my friend then left the house.
Oh, so you were there with your friend?
Yes, she was there.
With the baby?
Yes, the baby was there with her. We were all upstairs. We came upstairs because we was asking her if she can take the baby. It wouldn't be correct if the baby wasn't there.
It's not like you're pawning off a kitten, you know. This is not a kitten.
Your Honor, like I said, the
Or
offer
a bird.
was made, so we tried to take the offer. Why not?
Because it's not a parakeet, it's a child. Mr. Smith, how did you meet the plaintiff?
The plaintiff was a friend of a friend. Approximately 3 years ago, my cat needed babysitting, so I initiated her. I re-met her again a year ago.
And when you say you initiated something a year ago, tell me what it was that you initiated.
I had purchased a 100-year-old house, and I was conversing with my friends, and she was present about the problems I was having with fixing the house up. I had hired an inspector, but he didn't do a good job. I needed plumbing, a roof, electrical. There was no foundation on my house.
Were you living there?
I was residing there, yes.
With all those things not being there, no foundation, no plumbing, nothing.
They were operational, but not totally functional.
Now we're going to get back how you came to her to help you with all these problems. Stop playing with the papers. There are more papers there than in the Supreme Court.
He's got a long history, Your Honor. Sorry.
This is going to be very short. Trust me.
I hired an agent to redo the roof, which I knew needed. She offered to do it. She said she was a contractor.
She offered to do the roof herself? Or to?
That's what she offered with a crew of hers.
With a crew?
Correct. But she doesn't have a contractor's license, and she's been on disability since 1992. And I gave her a small portion of the job to put in a solar tube light in the roof.
Did you hire her to do the roof job?
Yeah, I did pay her, yes.
How much?
About $25,000.
To act as a GC, general contractor, getting crews to do things in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you acknowledge, Ms. Smith, that you were paid to do some GC work, general contracting work in his house?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
You were never paid?
I reimbursed employees that...
Don't try to double talk me. Were you ever paid by Mr. Smith for work that you or crews hired by you did on his house?
No, Your Honor. I helped him hire the people. He said he needed people, and he wanted me to oversee the workers for work on his house. I did not employ him myself. He did.
Just a second. I got it. I got it. I got her. I got it. I got her. How much do you get from disability a month?
I don't get disability.
You don't get any kind of disability. Be very careful. You don't get any kind of disability.
I had disability. That's why I met Mr. Smith.
Just a second. I asked you a question. What year did you start to collect disability?
I was injured at one time in 1992.
1992.
Mm-hmm.
In what year, which is even more interesting, did you stop collecting disability?
2015.
So, according to you, until shortly before you started to do work for him, you were collecting disability.
I did not work.
Now tell me why your disability benefits were cut off last year.
That has nothing to do with this case.
Oh, it has everything to do with this case. It has everything to do with your last answer. Because when I ask you, well, you paid money to GC, and you start dancing around because if you were paid $25,000 to GC a project, even though you paid other people, then you committed fraud on the federal government. They're going to come looking for you. It has everything to do with this case. You want to tell me why your disability was stopped, if it was?
It had nothing to do with my case with him.
Really? Your case is dismissed. You may be hustling for a long time, Ms. Smith, but you don't hustle me. You don't hustle me. You don't answer my questions, your case is dismissed. Now, according to you, you let her stay in the house while she was doing some GC work on the house. She of course said in her now dismissed claim that she was a renter and you illegally evicted her and therefore she wants $5,000. That's what her case was about, that
No,
I've
it
just
wasn't.
disposed of. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. The counterclaim says that she proceeded to, after her keys were taken away, to engage in a course of conduct that was harassment, and at one point she broke into your house and assaulted you. You want to tell me about it?
I allowed her to stay in the room as a guest. She lived 40 miles away. I was trying to help her. She had lack of assets. And she disappeared for 3 weeks, and there was a foul order coming from the room.
When was this? Give me the month.
November.
Okay.
I entered the room. I found stolen property of mine, an old flight suit, camera lenses, dog tags, 7 pairs of scissors. It was a total mess. I decided at this point in time that she had been gone for 3 weeks with no communication. Perhaps it was time I changed the locks. She arrives home. She doesn't even try the locks. She climbs under the house where the foundation wasn't yet, into the basement, into the kitchen, upstairs, pummeled me, grabbed my laptop, and ran away.
Did you call the police?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it.
I'll provide you with all the police.
No, don't give me everything. Just give me the first police report when she came in and came into the house. When was the last time you had any contact with her?
In court approximately 3 weeks ago.
What court?
She had filed another motion to dismiss my protection order. She showed up late beyond the roll call and argued with the judge that she was there, and when she wasn't.
You filed for protective order. Was it finally granted?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long do you have the protective order for?
A year starting March of this year.
And that's to keep her away from your house.
And no contact me.
And no Would you put the papers down? Is there any reason whatsoever that you would want to have any contact whatsoever with Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed a protection order against Mr. Smith in December of 2015.
Was it granted?
Yes, it was.
For how long?
For 30 days, and I came down
Just
with
a
ocular
second.
migraines and could not make the hearing.
I don't care. It was dismissed. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, just like his
Fine.
order, because it was default. I was not able to make it.
He has an order of protection against you. That means he can't come near you, which he has not. There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you.
Actually, I've got phone calls, Your Honor.
There's no question in my mind that he has not come near you. So what part of put the papers down don't you get? You have no reason to look at papers. I've dismissed your claim. I'm merely addressing the countersuit.
Well, I have evidence for the countersuit, Your Honor.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when you found that the locks were changed.
I was not informed the locks were changed, Your Honor. I have...
I want you to tell me how you got into the house in November when the locks were changed.
That day earlier, the day before, when I was driving there, or actually from 3 days before, Mr. Smith was locked out of the house. He called and he wanted me to come home because he wanted me to let him in the house because he had lost his key.
Yes.
And then he had told me that he had crawled under the house. Well, when I came back in town, I was only gone for 3 days. And I have text messages and his employees that worked under me, the day before, he had taken my purse. Mr. Stevens had my purse and had sent it over to Marshall's house, which was my house, because I'd left it in Cooley Dam with him, and he had sent it.
Mr. Smith, when was the last contact you had with her?
Approximately 3 weeks ago.
And that was
at the hearing.
Okay, so this is really what you...
Yes, ma'am.
Pay careful attention. This is really what you have to do. You have to tell your lawyer that at some point, your lawyer has to move before the court, not to allow her, without a judge okaying it first, to file a petition against you, to reinstate her protective order, to vitiate your protective order. Sometimes when people file serial orders and there's something wrong with them, judges will do that. They will say, before a clerk can file anything, it needs a judge's counter-signature. Do you understand? What does that mean?
I would like to make one short comment.
Yes.
The judge at the last hearing stated she's a vexed litigant.
I mean, those are nice words. If they were said, that doesn't mean an order
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
by a judge that says, before you may file another proceeding against Marshall Smith, you must get judicial approval to do that, which
I got
means the
that, Your
judge
Honor.
has to look at the allegations, look at the history of the case, and say, not again on my watch. Do you understand? Your counterclaim is dismissed. You have an attorney. Your claim is for sure dismissed. We're done. Mr. Pritchard, you know the defendant because he is the brother-in-law of this young lady who is either your girlfriend or your fiance. That's how you refer to her.
That's correct, yes.
And you have an order of protection against him because he beat you up.
Correct, yeah.
He assaulted. There's no such thing as he assaulted you.
Yes.
And I know that Mr. Abrahamson, I know
Yes,
that you assaulted him.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And you say you assaulted him because he's a stoner, which I assume you mean he uses drugs.
No, Your Honor,
What does that mean?
Well, he has
You
been...
say he's a stoner who took your sister-in-law, that's this young lady,
Yes, ma'am.
down a bad path.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you called him a stoner.
Yes, Your Honor.
What does that mean?
Well, he smokes a lot of weed. He
That's what I
does a
thought,
lot of
drugs.
drugs. Yes, ma'am.
And is that the reason you beat him up?
No, ma'am.
What'd you beat him up for?
No, ma'am. September 14th, 2015, I had a camera set up in my computer room. I have a couple slot machines. Money has been stolen previously from me. So I had that set up, and at the time, it was 8:25. The camera was turned over, slot machine was broken into, money was gone. I came home that day, looked in the slot machine, money was gone. I'm like, what's going on here?
Well, did they live with you?
No, they had to come to my house to get food at their mom and dad's house. Their dad was in the hospital, so the mom wasn't there. So we had bought them food so they could bring back to the house.
Were they living together?
I am not sure.
You don't know?
No, ma'am.
Are you sick?
I was crying.
What'd you beat him up for?
19.
My question to you is, are you sick? Now.
No.
What's your first name?
Molly.
Take a breath. Is that your sister? Did you used to live with her?
No.
Did you ever live with her, Molly?
No.
Who do you live with now?
I live with Josh.
Do you work?
No. I'm in school.
What school do you go to?
Minnesota Virtual High school in Minneapolis.
Do you go to school every day?
Yeah, it's online.
So you're an online. You
Yes.
don't leave the house.
No.
But you don't go to school.
No.
And what does Josh do?
He is unemployed at the moment.
Whose house do you live in?
An older lady, she's a friend of hers, like grandma, we're living with at the moment.
How long have you been living there?
Oh, 6 months, 6 months.
Do you get any money for going to school online?
No.
Do you have to pay any money to do that?
No.
How do you support yourself, Molly?
Food stamps, EBT, from the county.
And how does Josh support himself?
He is doing Social Security right now, disability for his back.
For his what?
He's trying to get accepted for disability for his back.
What's wrong
Social
with his back?
Security. He has, I'm not sure. He would have to explain it.
What's wrong with your back?
I have a congenital fusion, Your Honor, something I was born with, a birth defect. Causes a lot of pain. I'm currently on a 10-pound weight restriction ordered by a neurosurgeon.
Well, there are a lot of jobs you can do without having to lift up 10 pounds.
Not in the county that we live in, Your Honor. There's not much to go on, and the only job that I had going for me was the casino, and thanks to Mr. Abrahamson, I can't work there.
Molly, do you think you're doing well with Josh?
Yeah.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You think that that's the right trajectory for your life?
Yes.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sit down. Do you see your sister at all?
No.
Because of him?
I'm sorry?
Because of him?
Because of Matthew.
So let's get back to the slot machine that was broken into.
Sure.
And I assume that what you're going to tell me is that it was your belief that
Yes,
the
Your Honor.
plaintiff
Yes, Your
stole
Honor.
your money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me how you came to that conclusion.
My son, he had to come home from school to get some picture for him. They had pictures that day, and he witnessed the car pull in at what time was it? Do you want to
Stand up.
The
Tell me
time-
your name.
Aiden Owen.
Tell me about the day that the slot machine got broken into in the house. The money was taken.
I went to school that morning and I.
Where was your dad?
At work.
And your mom?
At work.
And how old are you?
I went inside the house, climbed through the kitchen window because I didn't know that the key was inside the garage. And then I got the picture for him, walked down the street. Well, I locked the door.
So you went out the door?
Yes.
And you locked the door behind you?
Yes, and then I locked it and I went back and I started walking down the road and I seen a Chevy Impala go by me that they used to drive, and obviously it was them. And I went
Did
back.
you see who was in the car?
No.
Now, is this a well-traveled road?
Yeah,
How many times have you seen that car before?
probably every 2 months that I went to my grandma's.
You said something about your grandma,
Oh, I used to go to my grandma's every 2
and that's where you saw whose truck was it?
car. It was theirs, but they were borrowing it.
From your grandmother?
No.
From whom?
I have no idea. All I remember is they're borrowing it from a friend.
What color? Chevy Impala, it wasn't a truck.
I think it was a silver grayish,
How far from your house was it?
probably a block or 2 away.
So you continued to go to school?
Yeah.
And it was based on that you assumed that he was the one who broke into the house?
Well, not broke in. No, we left them the food, so they had